Welcome to the RideShare Garage here on Wednesday night. Let
We're live.
clap it up. Please chat in. All right, Jeff. I gotta handle it for you, bro. Don't worry about it. I got you. Yeah, I got you. What the hell? Now my computer ain't working right. Okay, Jeff, you got to be the sound effects tonight, bro. That's all I can tell you. You
There
got to
you
be
go.
sound effects tonight. Anyway, what's going on, y'all? Welcome to the RideShare Garage. We just all jacked up, ain't we? Hey, it happens. It happens. What are you
That's
gonna
it.
do? It happens.
We're all over the
It
place.
happens. Oh man, we're gonna have a full house
We
tonight too. I
did.
think. Starting to my right would be on my right. We got Jeff, Uber Jeep AZ, and bro, do you even lift? Like seriously, do you even lift?
Man, I
Do
live
you
At
even
short
all?
lift?
trips all day, baby. The lift expert.
All right,
How to get kicked off the
right.
platform by
Yep.
doing short trips.
Oh no, we're not doing all that today. Nobody's getting kicked off no
Um,
platforms today.
hey,
Below
Lyft
that
is
we got
hating it.
Eddie
They making
driving in
$7. If they
style.
making $7 off of me after a whole weekend, and that's not good for Lyft.
You think they're making that much off you?
Man, for real. They too much. That Lyft fee thing cracked me up. $7. I did 60 trips, and they claim they made $7 in Lyft fees out of 60 trips.
We can get into that too. I didn't take a screenshot
Man,
of it, but I know what you
that's
guys are
shady.
talking about.
That's
All
shady.
right,
I'm like,
so
there's no
below
way they did.
below Jeff, below Jeff, we got Eddie driving in style, Mr. Driving in Style, getting his groove back in that $1,600 to $2,000 a week range, working smarter, not harder. Next to them, we got Red, who is Blue from Gig Wars Official, and she'll we're gonna start
Yeah.
it off with her tonight once I get the other two introduced, so that cause she can explain what's going on with the Gig Wars thing. Below Red, Red, Blue. I got we have the unbroken driver, better known as Steven the Black Vinny, right? You think I didn't see that? I saw that. I saw what you did there, buddy.
Exactly. Black
I
Penny.
saw what you did, buddy. Okay. And so yeah, we got the black family there or the black Vinny there.
Look,
And next to them is Mr. Chicago looks like a driver. The Chicago looks driver, right? He's giving you the death, blah, 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 giving you that kiss thing down there, you know. And I listen, I
that.
haven't been on. I see Key is in the chat
She's
tonight. Good
there.
morning,
She is.
good evening, James D's nuts. Okay. Anyway,
That's, that's
Red.
funny.
Before we get started with all our stuff, I don't know. I'm all over the place, man. I got a headache and everything else. But Brandon,
In 2
Brandon,
weeks since I've been here.
I know, Brandon,
Sorry.
What's up?
Brandon. I've
Exactly.
already had my pizza, bro. I've already had my pizza, bruh.
Nice. I'm
I'm
just
just
getting
letting you
back into
know.
my garage.
I already had my pizza, bruh. You're late. You're late. And you better goddamn tip your damn DoorDash delivery. All right. Red,
Sir.
what's going on with the Gig Wars app? Well, we tried. Eddie was calling me. He was losing his mind. He was like, I can't even drive now because the Gig War's not there. And if the Gig War's not there, I'm not going to work. I'm going on strike. I don't need 9%. I'll settle for 8.5%. Go ahead, Red. Tell me what's going on with the Gig Wars.
Okay, so I'm going to guess that you are an Android user.
I have them both, but yes, primarily. I've got your app on my Android phone.
Eddie is an Android user, correct?
Yes.
Eddie is whatever's available at the local 7-Eleven around back.
Yeah.
And it's been
So-
This
So we have had a change. I had two developers. I had Gary Middleton on iOS, and I had a female developer. And unfortunately, I had to cut ties with the Android developer because unfortunately the product was not up to standard. After many opportunities to get up to standard, it just didn't happen. So the issues were exactly what you guys are experiencing. Not able to join wars, wars ending early, crashes, etc. So that decision and implementation occurred late last week. Gary has been feverishly working almost nonstop. I have been beta testing the new and improved Android version for the last 2 days. I've found a few issues that he then fixes. It has been sent to Google for approval. The minute it's approved, it will be released. Anybody in the meantime, I can give you right now the link to a beta version. Now, you might find some glitches in that beta version. If you do, let me know ASAP and we'll get that fixed. But that's what happened.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. So you see Eddie. You see Eddie. Now you can drive this weekend because you'll have a beta version to match your
And
beta
it's-
driving.
And it's
I'm
not.
going-
It was not me. I thought it was me. Vinny was yelling at me. He's like, "Didn't you start the gig wars already?" I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "Hold on, let me
I
go
did
back
yell.
in there."
I did
Yeah.
yell at him. I did. I
All
yelled.
caps. He sent me a text.
Well,
with
yeah,
all
people
caps.
were asking inside the Discord.
Yeah.
See, and I'm telling you, it's all Eddie's fault, man. Eddie screwed up the app. You know what it was? Eddie sent the text message to the
Touched
female developer, asking her what she looked like, how old she was, how many kids she
When
got, you know, and does she have her own place? Is she living in her mama's basement? You know, that's and the young lady got nervous and screwed up the whole app. So Red would fire her and send her on her way. And I bet you it's a dude now. I bet you the developer is a guy now.
It is. It's scary.
Eddie will still text him. It's okay.
No,
Eddie will still text
but you know what it is. Vinny's happy because now I can't put how much I made for the weekend. He can put his, and he can beat. He
Oh,
can
hold
say he can beat.
No, honey.
Hold
The
on.
moment you install the, I just dropped the link to the beta version. You put that on your phone.
I'll be back.
All right, Brandon. Hey,
But,
hey,
okay.
Fritz. Fritz says Vinny Eddie's hairline looks like Florida's Panhandle outline.
Oh,
I wasn't trying to be public with it either, but people are asking, and I'm not going to lie as to what happened.
Nah, it's all good. It's all good. I'm trying to catch everybody in here. I see Kevin's joining us from Lakeland. Fritz is in the house. We got Caitlin. Listen, I'm not even messing with that last name because you're in West Palm Beach. Means you're close to me. Means you could probably whoop my ass if you see me in the street. So no, I ain't messing with it, bro. You can mess with it. You're in Arizona. I'm gonna go with Caitlin. I'm going with Caitlin, and that's where we're gonna leave on it.
we got one.
Look at this.
Weasel. Wow, we are.
What are you doing here, Kyle?
So anyway, listen, we got Omar Drive By O is with us tonight as well. Right there he is. He's scratching his little heat rash he's got over there. Actually, Omar, you're looking kind of cute tonight, bro. You're looking kind of cute over there. Clean shave. Way you're handling that bike. You doing all right over there, bro. What's going on there, Hoss?
He's about to do ASMR.
You know, I'm gonna have to start a fake Omar parody account on the Discord. You know, like they did to AOC, they can roast them a little bit. And then we got
live
Kyle.
in the Discord. Which reminds me, I'll throw up the link for anybody that doesn't have it.
All right, and then we got Kyle coming in from LA tonight. So what's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? I got some questions for y'all tonight, and then we're gonna have a Jeff talk tonight. I'm just letting y'all know.
Has everybody been having a slow week?
Yes.
Weeks?
Yeah, how's everybody?
Very slow weeks.
Dead.
Pretty much. Yep.
Yeah. I've been having pretty slow week. On the weekend, it picks up a little bit, but it's been very beneficial if I hit the road like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And then it slows down and picks back up a little bit later in the afternoon. But I have noticed that for some reason it picks up. I think drivers get sick and tired of not making any money, so they just shut the app off and they go home. But I stay out. Stay
Hey Jeff,
So-
Jeff, give me a clap, Jeff. My stream deck's not working right here. Thank you, Craig.
Pull up.
Craig came through with the $10 super chat.
Craig,
We
Craig.
appreciate it. Oh,
There you go. Sound effects. Sound effects.
Oh, I didn't get mine working. That's right.
Omar. Either you or Kyle, because you both came in. Well, you came in right before Kyle, so one of y'all got to stand up and twerk and make their ass cheeks clap. For Craig. One of y'all got to do the twerking. Kyle, do you know how to twerk?
There you go.
What?
All right.
What? Do what? No.
Kyle,
Okay.
Kyle,
So first, I
see that shirt.
think that we need to start a GoFundMe for Steven.
Why? What's going on? Oh, Steven, that's right, bro. Steven. What's going on with the background checks,
We
bro?
gotta support our laid off, brothers.
Still, same news. You know, it was funny. I finally got a message, and I probably should have sent it to you. I finally got a message from the internal team, right? They wouldn't give me their the employee's name, and they wouldn't give me any kind of confirmation number on the information they were giving me, telling me that my background check was completed with Uber. So I finally got a message last night saying that per the internal team, my background check is not completed and it's in progress. And they they notified Checker to expedite my background check. But after that, there's basically nothing. It's out of their hands, nothing they can do, third-party company. And so that's why I'm still sitting in the same position with both Uber and Lyft. I do think it's legitimate, only because within a few days of my Uber account shutting down, Lyft shut down, and I started them both up at about the same time. So, yeah, I'm still sitting locked off. This is week 2 of no Uber.
I used to call them every other day.
You know what? I think it might be
every
the fact
other day.
that you had a change in marital status. If you have a change in marital status and your government documents change, your background changes.
I think that's it. I think that's it.
Your wife now. You're researching her now.
Yeah.
Oh, you say I got a criminal?
They gotta make sure you didn't marry an axe murderer.
I'm telling you, man, they checking her out.
So
Maybe.
for those of you who don't know, Steven has been off the platform now for 3 weeks. His background check has absolutely killed him for the last 3 weeks. It's insanity that a background check would take 3 weeks to get done. But
he's got a W-2. That helps. That helps.
The background check only hurt him on actual RideShare. He could do eats and deliveries.
Yeah.
That's what don't make no sense about the whole thing.
It makes no sense.
Right?
Yeah.
So Jeff, I think you might
drop me off, but you can bring me my tacos. I'm like, hell no, you ain't bringing me my food. Y'all don't know you.
Yeah, I don't know. No, so yeah, I can't get on them. So my switch over. I've been getting pressure washing equipment together to do pressure washing, and then I recently did a job snaking, and I snaked a drain, and I installed a garbage disposal.
Was it a big drain or a little drain?
What do you mean? It was like 3. What was it? A 3-inch? The 3-inch outlet?
Don't pay
only 3 inches.
Yeah. Brandon's trying to bait you into something over there.
Okay.
That's what Brandon does.
Yeah,
that's what Brandon does.
Brandon needs a double, okay? Because
double makes the trouble.
Anyway, so yeah, I knocked out those 2 jobs, and so it paid me $200 for 2 hours, so I can't complain.
Nice.
Yeah. So now I'm just kind of like I was telling you, Eddie, the other night. I'm just digging into a bunch of this small jobs around the house that people just don't want to deal with. They don't want to deal with the plastic covers on their switches and stuff. They don't want to deal with trying to replace a light switch or a plug. And I give them a quote, knock out those little jobs, and they add up, and they don't take that much time. So, leverage your skill set, watch YouTube for little jobs that people just don't want to deal with around the house, installing a security system, connecting it to the internet. Yeah.
So how are you finding the gigs?
Steven, while you do the jobs, you should be recording.
Oh yeah. So I didn't record that job, but I took pictures and took video of like in between each step, just because I didn't have my tripod with me. but my next jobs, I'll have them actually recorded. And I'm actually thinking about, I was going to say it in another video, but I'll probably be shifting the way my channel goes now to small jobs and projects for home repairs and maintenance worker type stuff.
Well, if that's the case, we don't need you here no more because we're all about RideShare. You know what
Bye.
I will be excommunicated from the RideShare Garage as a
Hell no. Hell no, bro. Hell no. You're
This
stuck
is
with
RideShare Garage, not a
Yes.
handyman garage.
I
I bet that type of content would be like really great because I know
Oh, yeah.
I need to figure out how to do something. I write to YouTube University.
Yes,
You know?
yes.
That's
and,
it.
and honestly, finding out how to do a lot. I mean, I never changed a garbage disposal before, but I did it in like 30 minutes. So,
See?
you
There
know,
you go. There you go,
but
brother.
I've installed a sink before. I just never installed a garage disposal, a garbage disposal.
How do you get the quote? How do you get the quotes?
Yeah, how do you get the job?
So it's a lot of looking, very similar to pricing, like pricing rides in a local area. There's an application that you can go and search like your county, see how much they normally charge for installs and things like that. Fortunately, this job came through someone else, so they had already pre-bid the drive, the job. But I mean, it just depends on how long do you think you're going to be doing the job, how much do you think your time is worth. You know, I'm willing to knock out 10 of your light switches. Go ahead.
Yeah.
What if I wanted to pay you to whoop somebody's ass? How much does that cost? Do you like look at how big the person is you fighting? How much of an effort?
I got to see their weight, and I have to see their fighting class, and then once I know that, then I can get you a
fifth graders, man. It's like 4 5th graders. It might be a little hard.
Okay. Man, I'll set you up with the 10 5th grader package, and we'll talk on the sidebar. Yeah.
5th graders is tough, man. They tough.
Yeah. Picture is
And
tough.
then how'd you find these? How'd you find these?
How are you finding the jobs?
So these jobs, so I don't know if I talked to you guys about this before, but when I created my LLC for driving and for the social media stuff, I actually created my dad's LLC at the same time for his maintenance worker stuff, and he's qualified to become a contractor. Unfortunately, he took his foot off the gas on that a little bit because he was working on his own little projects, right? And but I mean, and I say little projects, but he's getting $1,000 projects, here and there. So he got these
little ones.
That's the little ones. A couple of $1,000s for jobs for painting, just for paint stuff. So, but I mean, he does metal and all kinds of stuff. So all these little projects, right? So he said, well, I told him I was gonna do the price, I was gonna start doing the pressure washing, and he said, well, I don't know about you getting up on those roofs. He doesn't want me to deal with the roof stuff. I'm like, that's not a big deal to me. And before, when I was working air conditioning, I was on roofs all the time. So, but he said, well, how about this? If you're going to be doing that anyway, why don't you get into the maintenance worker work? And I'm like, I was thinking about some of that stuff anyway. Whatever jobs I felt like it was worth my time and it was going to pay me well, I'll take it on. And so he's like, okay, well, I got a couple of these jobs if you want to go knock them out in a day or two. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. So he let me know. I went and knocked it out at their house. They were extremely happy. And I walked away. He's like, yeah, I got you $200.
Bro, you take those type of jobs, you figure out how the age-old adage in business, right? The number one rule in business. Always say yes and then figure out how to do it.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube University, you can figure out anything.
You can figure out almost anything. And
it's got those badass shirts that say YouTube University on them.
Yeah. A lot of these jobs, especially the ones that he's landing, they come from word of mouth from the previous jobs he's done. People keep talking and they're like, well, can you do this? Can you do that? It's like when you say you're a general handyman, you're a contractor, jobs come from all different directions. He starts throwing me stuff because I know how to set up a network. I know how to set up internet, home phone and stuff like not home phone, but like internet phone and stuff like that. So, voice over IP type stuff. So,
are you signed up with Thumbtack?
No, I'm not familiar with that.
It's a handyman website.
So, I'll start branching into that too, because I haven't done any of the advertising yet. I just started doing this because I've been kicked off for so long with the Uber and Lyft.
We have everything from like movers to electricians to tech people. It's
Thanks.
like the Fiverr for miscellaneous work like that.
All right, so I have a question though. Inquiring minds want to know, Stephen, when you go to these jobs, are you wearing Levi's with no belt, or are you wearing the coveralls? We gotta know. Are you showing crack? Or are you
no crack.
Woman's crack that's funny shit.
Actually,
That's funny.
Key, I've been doing pipe for years now. So
ain't
shut up,
no
Brandon.
pipe.
Yeah, no, I've been doing pipe work under sinks and stuff like that for a long time. So yeah, I've had those skills for a while.
I'm saying you just giving Brandon all kinds of ammunition over here. He's gonna start firing off.
He unplugged his own mic.
I would hope you know how to lay pipe.
I'll shut up.
All right. All right. Next subject. All right. So, God damn it. There's something I want to bring up right now. I don't know how many of everybody in the panel here is aware of it or not. Lyft is having an issue right now with the scheduling app, with their schedules.
Vinny.
They're not showing their schedules.
Mm-hmm.
So, for me, it still shows the list, but it doesn't show it on the map.
Exactly. That's exactly how we're seeing it.
Okay.
I'm seeing one on the map, and then the list, and then now you got to scroll up through the list, and it's the same on both Android and Apple. When Omar sent me this earlier today, I don't know if Omar wants to show it. I can probably bring up a picture of it. When Omar sent it to me earlier, the first thing I thought of, because without Lyft, Sketty loses business. And I don't know if everybody out there knows it or not, but the Uber app code and the Lyft app code is open source. So people can go look at it, try to manipulate it, whatever they got to do. So I'm wondering if Sketty is causing this problem, or is Lyft just getting ready to pull the wool over our eyes because
No,
figuring out
Vinny.
Did you try the
Vinny.
upgrading Scotty?
Omar,
we got an
you
interesting one here.
They're changing everything to upfront. That's what it is. I'm sending you the thing right now. It's fucking bullshit.
So the driven dad said he was able to get Sketty to refund his credits.
Well, I'm gonna have to do the same thing. I think I got like 36 credits sitting on there. What did they send you an email, Omar?
No, I'm just look at what I'm sending you.
Well, you gonna send it today, or am I gonna wait till next week's show?
What was the name of that?
He's gonna power up his dial-up modem.
Brendan, what was the name of that place?
Brendan.
Tic Tac?
Yeah.
Thumbtack, not Tic Tac, Thumbtack.
Omar, I don't think that's it because I've seen that. I've seen that.
So
weeks.
Yeah.
No,
so
but we've
Sketty
never
hasn't
had that
been-
before.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have. Yes, we have. I did a
When?
whole video on it.
When
Well,
did we have it in South Florida?
2 weeks ago. How many times I got to tell you that? It shows you both ways. On the Apple phone, it was showing you an upfront price in the app. So on the map, it would give you let's argument's sake, it would give you the $12 to $15 range, okay? But on the Apple app, and I showed it in the video, if you watch some videos every now and then, it shows you it's an upfront price on the Apple app. Android,
It changes for me.
Android, yeah, it changes because it was based off the rate card, and you can't give an upfront price if you don't know what the traffic conditions are at that time when you take the ride. That's why scheduled rides on Lyft were always per the rate card. But Apple would show you when you went in to look at the ride, it would show you an upfront price. You follow me?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So, I mean, listen, they might be trying to switch it over to Android. I don't know. You could be right. I'm just saying on the Apple phone, I've had that. So that's nothing new.
Oh, but
also
have you've been taking rides and still getting the rate card?
Yes, I still wind up getting a rate card.
Okay, so then now I have to do an experiment tomorrow morning because I've got a Lux
Yeah.
Black here tomorrow morning.
The schedule rides I was getting were
And
the rates didn't look
to
great.
me, I've never seen the upfront for me. Now I'm hearing what you're saying. It was an iPhone thing. And so I feel like this is what they're changing. They're gonna make it upfront, and that's why we're not seeing anything, because they're probably in the process of updating to screw us over. Like you said, to screw us over.
Oh, also
Yeah.
speaking of screwing us over, tomorrow you'll no longer have free Lyft Pink or free towing.
What exactly was Lyft Pink anyway?
I
It was
have that through
basically
my insurance. So
it's basically like Uber One.
Oh, okay.
So you get a discount on Grubhub, and you get a discount on Lux Rides.
So this was for riders.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like like you would get a free Lyft Pink membership if you reached, I think it was like gold.
Yeah, but he's saying the benefits were really for the pink, is just for the rider, for you.
Yeah. Well,
also
also with Lyft Pink, you get like discount on maintenance, and you have like free towing for your personal vehicle, things like that. So
Okay.
so I mean, it was more useful than just rides.
Interesting, because on the morning show with Eddie and Vinny, in the mornings with Eddie and Vinny, we talked. I read an article where Uber is now, if you were an Uber One subscription, which is the $10 a month, you were getting a 5% discount on your rides. Effective immediately the next billing cycle, they're no longer 5% discounts off your rides as an Uber One subscriber. What you'll get now is 6% back in Uber Cash. So it's no real money, and you don't know what they're going to base the Uber Cash off of. Say what? Oh, I thought somebody said something. So that's
it's just basically a way for them to ensure that you keep using the app, so you can use the Uber Cash.
exactly. So brings me to this question, y'all. Here's the question. First question tonight for the panel. In the comments, please feel free to chime in. Do you think with the new Lyft CEO, do you guys think Lyft will continue to copycat what Uber does? For instance, when Uber went Uber Pool, Lyft came out with Lyft Share. When Uber changed from the rate card to upfront pricing, Lyft changed from the rate card to upfront pricing. Do you think with the new CEO, with his claim or mission to make riders and drivers feel more comfortable, customer service, do you think Lyft will still chase Uber all around the playground? Anybody?
Well, I mean, like Lyft isn't chasing Uber as far as the wheelchair accessible vehicle ride type. That's still an Uber exclusive ride type.
Yeah, but that takes an exclusive special kind of vehicle too.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
I'm talking about, okay, so say if Uber stops upfront pricing, you think Lyft in 30 days is going to stop upfront pricing? You think they're going to continue to chase them around the playground?
I mean, it's hard to say. It's a new CEO who has more experience than the previous CEO, so it might be something different.
Yeah, but even more experience hasn't done any good.
Well, I think they're going to be playing catch up, for a very long time. But I think the thing with, new CEOs, at least like during his interviews with like MSNBC, he's actually saying the drivers in his vocabulary, right? Like Dara never says anything about drivers in any of his interviews, whatever, right? So I feel like at least we're on his radar, and so I actually like the Lyft CEO, and and like one of the things I've been telling you, Vinny, is like the challenges has been just fantastic, right? It's just been like really great in terms of the amount of money. But at the same time, I think that's having kind of negative impact on the drivers, because now everyone's out there trying to hit this, challenge and quest, and therefore there's not enough rides for all the drivers. Therefore, the collateral damage is that nobody hits the challenges,
and they're counting on
that. In fact, it actually has helped to Lyft, because now they don't have to pay the surge or bonus, because there's too many drivers anyway, and then all the drivers, or most of the drivers, are not making the challenges, so basically they're making minimum. So I don't know if there's their planned route, but I know we always complain about pay the driver more, but now that we're seeing that Lyft is doing that, now you can see the collateral damage in terms of the dilution in the market.
One thing that's slightly upsetting to me, coming from the highest of platforms, is that you're right. The quests are pretty much catered towards the basic drivers, and
Yeah,
there are some weeks where I have a friend who only does basic, where he makes almost as much as I do, and I have like 5 times the expenses. And that's like the biggest reason why like I use like I only use Lyft as like a last resort, because at least for me at the black level, it just pays so bad. Like a Lux Black XL to the airport pays as much as a regular Uber Black for me. So it's like, why would I do that when I can just do Uber Black and get more? Now, I mean, local rides, yeah, they're about the same. So I pretty much just use Lyft for local rides. But as far as those bonuses are concerned, they're so great that I've seen some basic drivers here in Chicago averaging like $50 to $60 an hour, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
Damn. Stuck.
Right.
I mean they're hustling, to hit that, but I think just because the challenges are so good in terms of the bonus, just getting all the drivers out there.
Yeah,
But that
no,
doesn't
and
increase
what makes
the
it even
amount of
crazier
trips.
is like they're also on top of that, they're giving the basic drivers like 3 for 21 streaks, so
Yeah.
they're able to knock out 2 of those in an hour. So just off of that alone, they're making $41 just off of bonuses, or $42 just off of those streaks. On top of the regular ride, they're making like 60 to 70 an hour, and I'm like, here I am, not making that much sometimes. So it's like, maybe I should start doing basic rides at this point.
Well, that's what I do. If I get a good streak, I'll lower my tier down all the way down to just regular Lyft. I'll do the 3,
Yeah,
and
because
then
what I was doing lately were like Lyft
put
rides pretty much. 'Cause I mean, the other day I hit two $18. I had the $18 for 3 rides. I hit it twice in 1 hour because I was sitting downtown. So I did 6 rides, automatically got $36 plus what all those rides were in like about an hour and a half. Because all I was doing just doing short rides, anything with bonuses, anything taking off. And I as soon as like up until like 4 o'clock. So at 3:53, I started my next one right before it ended. Like they actually sent me a ride before 4 o'clock, and I was like, "Oh shit, I get
Did they
another
really?
$18." Hell yeah! Usually they don't.
Man,
They'll hold you until like
usually they wait
4:01.
till like 4:01.
I've had it happen to where exactly when the hour is over, I get a ride request, and I'm like, exactly
That's
to
why
the
it shocked me,
second.
man. I got it on my phone. I'm gonna put it on this week's video. How I got 2 rides, two $18 for 3 quests. I got it on my phone. So, like I said, it never happens. But you will see on my phone. This is like 3:53. They sent the other ride. I was like, oh shit, they sent me one. I was ready to cruise for a little bit.
Yes, sir.
But,
When we were first coming back online and everything was kind of opening back up, kids were going back to school, whatnot. Now parents got to get the kids to school and then they got to get to work and they're using the service. Uber was coming out with those 3 rides for $20 or $18 or whatever it was, or $5 extra a ride, $8 extra a ride. I went out there and Eddie, don't you judge me, Eddie. Don't judge me. I was out there banging them out, bro. 5:30 in the morning to about 8 o'clock in the morning. And I'd hit them for like $60, $70 an hour because I just start knocking them out in the caddy. X rides. And then the following week it was all gone. They said, no more money for you, Vinny. No more Vinny Kuzz gonna get us $80 in an hour, some bitch. So I just want to give a quick shout out to everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. You're in the RideShare Garage. We do have drivers from all over the country tonight. We got Philly in the house, Austin in the house, LA ×2 in the house, Arizona in the house, Chicago in the house, and you got Omar and myself from South Florida, home of your NHL Stanley Cup soon-to-be champions and your NBA soon-to-be Miami Heat champions. I'm putting it out there. We're taking both series. And
if that happens, oh my God, you guys are going to be making a killing.
What do you mean? If that happens, we're going to be making a killing. It's happening. Both teams are in the Stanley Cup and in the NBA.
You better get some white powder and stay up for 4 days straight, man. That's gonna be a lot of money
What
for
in
those
the
after
hell?
parties.
Whoa! What the hell did he just say, bro? Oh my God, I can't. You guys are gonna get us. You guys are gonna get us barred from the internet.
I said G Fuel, white powder. What do you think I was talking about?
Okay. All right. By the way, Cray, I see what you did there. I see what you did. Don't say nothing. I see what you did, and I thank you. I thank you, Cray. Jeff, I'll hip you to it when we're done. All right. So,
Yeah, I'm like,
question. All right. With that question, I got another question. You know, the title of the video tonight was because I read an article from the Wall Street Journal this morning. I didn't bring it up on the show. I wanted to save it for tonight. Basically, the Wall Street Journal was referencing, is gig work a dirty word now? Meaning, if you're a gig worker, is it something to be ashamed of? Because companies in general, corporations in general, people, you know, them bougie ass people, are they looking down on gig workers, those who do gig work? So we'll start with Red. We'll work our way around the panel. What do you think, Red? Are you loud and proud with the gig shirt? I know you got the. Oh, by the way, show us that Gig Wars hat. Show us that Gig Wars hat. Gotta have the merch.
It's available. It's available on my store, gigwarsofficial.com.
Here, I'll put up the QR code for that. Y'all can scan the QR
saw that,
code
Eddie.
for that.
But
Okay.
What's the exact question again? Should you be embarrassed or
No.
ashamed to be a gig worker? Oh my God.
What the hell is that? Who's that? Is that you, Red?
That's my dog barking because my dog walked in the
I
house.
guess your dog is embarrassed for you to admit you're a gig worker. That's what it sounds like. Sound like your dog was like, hell yeah, I'm embarrassed. She leaves me here all day long. She goes, delivers all that food, and don't bring me none home. What the hell? Damn right I'm embarrassed.
Hey, that QR code doesn't work.
Yeah, it doesn't work. I just tried it.
I say absolutely not. Listen,
Well, hold on. Try this one. Try that one, y'all. Hold on, we got it. Go ahead, Red. I'm just trying to make sure we got the right QR code up here to the merch.
That one works.
So that I think goes to my channel.
That's a YouTube channel, though.
Yeah, it's a YouTube channel.
That's my YouTube. But there's a link to the merch in there. Otherwise,
You'll get it eventually, Vinny. You'll get it.
Gig Wars.
Listen, I ain't gonna tell you who set these QR codes up. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you who set the QR codes up. All right, I won't do it because I'll get accused of pounding on somebody again, and that's not my job. Not my job, man. Not my job.
Cray will drop the link to the merch. She can't stay off that website. She is literally my walking billboard.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Well, look, the QR code in the upper left-hand corner is Kiera's Follow Keys Tracks Uber Eats ebook. Check it out. Listen, my man Timothy left Tampa, left Fort Lauderdale today. Drove down from Tampa, got on a plane this evening. He's on his way. He claims after he downloaded Kiera's ebooks, Uber Eats ebook, he was able to make enough money in the last 2.5 months, 3 months to pay for that vacation, go visit his peoples in Ecuador. So big shout out to Keith for that. Go ahead. Okay, so Red, you're saying you're loud and proud, right?
I'm loud and proud, and I don't give two shits what anybody has to think about me. Clearly, I have blue hair.
You do.
I do.
You do.
I do what I
It's a shadow.
And I still allowed you to come on the show tonight because we bleed red around here. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking. Listen, you are queen number
flexibility. It affords us to be with our family, for our family when we need, be on vacation when we need. We don't have to call somebody and say, hey, look, I don't feel well today. May I please stay home and take care of myself? No.
Can I get a day off?
I have worked since I was 16 for somebody else, and now I work for me. And shit, I should have did this a long time ago.
Amen to that.
I am happier than I have ever been in my life.
That is see, and that's what I'm talking about. Eddie, are you embarrassed to tell somebody you drive Uber or Lyft for a living, bro? Is it a dirty word to you?
No. I mean, I probably make more money than the majority of the people that I pick up in my car anyway.
Yeah, this is
And
facts,
it's
Right?
just, and
facts.
I always tell them, I was like, with the and don't get me wrong, I work for myself and I work a lot, but I make the income, I make more than a college graduate with a master's. So it don't bother
And
me
no,
none.
and no student loan debt from that. No student loan debt from Uber University. Because we all
Correct.
went to Jeff's channel, learned how to cherry pick, and now we're all making some money.
And that's just Uber. That's not including the
Yeah,
other
yeah.
income from my ebook and the website and the
Oh
links
yeah,
that we
that's right.
have.
You got an
I'm right
ebook.
there with you, Driven Dad. I'm right there with you.
I
So
forgot.
When I do actually have access.
Eddie's ebook is up in the left-hand corner. Driven Dad saying, yeah, my Lyft Lux Black got saturated, so I never see them. Been doing Lyft challenges around street bonuses. Yep, I mean, that's a pivot. That's what we
I haven't
always
even
talk
been
about
able to
here.
get up to platinum because there's not enough Lux rides in Lux Black.
I heard that. Jeff, Jeff, you know what, Jeff? Jeff, I'm gonna save you for last. I'm gonna save you for last because what we were talking about, what we talked about in the text group. I want to save you for last on this one because I know you're gonna blow it
Okay.
open. All right, Omar, my friend Omar, the resident Jets fan. He's gonna be so heartbroken this year, third in the division. Lucky if you don't finish last in the division. Omar, do you think doing gig work is like a disrespected job, or how do you feel about it? When somebody says, "Omar, what do you do for a living?" What do you tell them?
So I tell them,
Well, you're not telling us because your mic is off.
sorry, yeah, I tell people that I'm an entrepreneur. I do because rideshare isn't the only way I earn income,
Right.
and I do feel like it is
Really
a little
brain.
bit of a dirty word, not for us. Like I don't, not for us. What I'm saying is I do see that perception from people. I do get questions often. What do you do? How did you get into this? Like I get those weird, questions where people kind of it almost seems like they're embarrassed to ask. Like, is this good? And so no matter what, since I've been an X driver all the way up to doing Black XL, I'm still getting these weird questions about doing this. So to me, that tells me that the public perception is still that this is a weird, maybe not dirty, but this is a weird occupation doing what we do. Yet a lot of people use it. They use Eats, they use the delivery from Walmart and other places, and they use Uber and Lyft. But it's almost like it's a thing that doesn't exist. You don't see the people. You just see your food showing up or your groceries showing up. I think we've talked about this. People get in your car, they're on their phone, they get out, they don't even talk to you. It's kind of become a thing where maybe us, the human beings, don't exist. I see a lot of the comments saying it's honest work. Yeah, you could look at it that way. I look at it like it's a means to an end. This is not the. I never got into rideshare to say, hey, this is going to be what I do for the rest of my life. It's just the trans. It's taught me a lot about being in business for myself.
Okay. All right. That's fair enough. And you're right about that. And I think a lot of it's got to do with the way the apps, have kind of set the drivers and riders against each other, and then we got to also remember all the social media stuff that comes out of it. So real quick, prayers up for Lisa.
Yes.
Rideshare mom, she's not feeling good today. And we know she's with child. So, hey, here's to you. Prayers up for you, Miss Lisa. I hope you feel better.
Oh,
Feel better.
If not, just punch Tony
What
in the
is she
head till you
doing?
feel better. He won't feel it. Steven,
When it comes to gig work,
you feel embarrassed?
definitely not. And
Okay.
it's funny because, especially with my new avenue into gig work, I get to experience people coming and wanting to look over my shoulder to see what I'm doing, and they can't explain what I'm doing. They can't comprehend it to the point that they're asking me all kinds of questions that they don't even know about their own house. It's like I can come in and tell them more about their house and how they're living, how they're taking care of things than they can for themselves. So no, it's not a dirty word to me. And if anything, it just shows me a person with a consumer mindset over a person with a hustler's mindset or a doer's mindset. So, and I see those who like gig work and like the opportunities that you can work toward, building up a skill set and building up a mental toolbox as the salt of the earth. They're the people that figure out how to solve problems, not waiting for somebody to figure it out for them and waiting for a handout.
Gotcha. Okay. Mr. You think you the king of all drivers. I'm going to change that name when your ass ain't looking. What do you think there, Brandon, Mr. Chicago, Mr. Bulletproof Vest and Armored Car Escalade, $9,000 a month on the rental? What do you got to say, bro?
This is me coming from doing everything from the very bottom to the very top. Now that I am at the very top, I can definitely see that the majority of people that I pick up do see gig work as dirty work. And that's unfortunately due to all the people who drive clapped out cars who don't clean and have cigarette and weed smoke everywhere, and it ruins it for them. And then they're forced to go up a platform because they don't want to deal with that, and then they're forced to go even higher up a platform because they don't want to deal with people being disrespectful or people hitting on them. And and a lot of my business is just at like Saturday night, it's just a single girl who wants to go home who doesn't want to be bothered. And that's it. They got tired of doing regular Uber and Lyft, and now they only order black because they know that 99 times out of 100, that driver is not going to bother them. And for them, that's worth the extra money. And it's like when I was doing like UberX in the Porsche because I was making ridiculous money. I had a lot of people that were very surprised and looked at me weird. It's like, did I order the right time? I'm like, yeah, you did. I'm just getting paid really, really well for this. So, and they that's when they don't understand. But now that unfortunately a lot of that is over, unless you're grinding a quest and you get a really good one, it's really hard to be like, oh, I'm getting a ridiculous amount of money for this ride. So I will say though that there's a lot more bad apples in the lower tiers and the upper tiers, and there definitely are bad apples in the upper tiers. Like just morning or just this afternoon, I saw a guy in an Escalade at the limo lot. Brand new Escalade, and he has freaking sweatpants and tennis shoes on. I'm like, what are you doing?
I've never understood that, dude. Never understood.
That guy has to be an app only driver because there's no way someone's gonna pay him private money to drive them around. I don't care like that. You don't. I don't even dress up like that anymore at all. Like even on Sunday when I consider it a lazy Sunday, I don't even dress like that anymore. So like it's really there's filth at every tier, but unfortunately most of the filth is at the lower tiers, which again is the main reason why the majority of people outside of RideShare view it as a negative thing. So for the people who do the good work, who work hard and impress them, those are the ones like, oh wow, you're the best driver I've ever had, and then at that point you better capitalize on that and give them your card, and then you be like, hey, look, if you don't want to deal with these filthy drivers anymore, give me a call, I'll give you a good deal, and that's how you got to do it.
Absolutely. I've had people what you were just speaking to with riders going up in platform. I got a file of dash cam footage, both video and audio, and these people got in the car, and when they got in my truck, they were like, thank God it doesn't smell like marijuana. Thank God it doesn't smell like marijuana. They took a Lux Black because their last Lyft Lux ride, they said the car reeked of marijuana.
Yeah, and the damn smells of paint to get off.
That's why I like that. Like Uber Black has that additional barrier to make it more difficult for people to get into it just to have that more exclusivity because, you know, you know, people who are doing really well, you know, like as you said, Vinny, and there's 1,000 Suburbans all around South Florida, and then there's no barrier to entry to do Premiere. So
I got about 10 people in the chat right now that are all from down here, and they'll tell you. And now we're starting to see those Suburbans taking those XL and Comforts.
Yep.
They're bringing those XL and Comforts to the front.
Just how like I mentioned in the Discord yesterday, I requested a bunch of Uber Comforts because I was going around different apartments, and half of the people that picked me up were people with livery plates.
Crazy.
And so yeah, my experience is like Brandon's. That I'm from the outside perspective is that maybe not the word dirty, but they have a negative connotation towards some gig work. I'm seeing that as well from an outside perspective, not necessarily my perspective. You know, me, I'm all about do whatever you got to do, you know.
Right.
But I will say, as far as app work goes, I'm trying to do as much private work as I can. Let me tell you.
Right. Look like the Brady Bunch right now.
Kyle, Brady Bunch. Shut up, man. Ain't nobody talking to you. You had your turn. Where's it at? Where's it at? Timeout. Okay, so Kyle, since we got Eddie in timeout right now, do you think app work is a dirty word? Are you embarrassed?
Well, I think dirty is not the word I'm looking for. I think it's more of lowly. I think that's what the perception is from the people who don't do gig work. They look at it as that we're doing a lowly level work or jobs. And I think, like speaking of lowly, you know, there's 25 people watching the show and there's only like 12 likes. What's up with that? Those are lowly people. That's what I think.
Get those likes up, people.
Yeah, you got to hit the thumbs up to go higher.
Hey, I'm just happy they're here. Okay,
I'm grateful they're here too. But if you're enjoying this, come on.
We just said
you're here. You're getting free content. Hit the like.
Hold on, Kyle. I got to tell you, I want to thank everybody out there watching the video right now. We just hit an all-time high for us. We're the positive. We're the positive group. And we just set an all-time high for our RideShare Garage. And granted, it might not be like those other guys, but we ain't been around a year yet. And a lot of these other channels have been around for 5-6 years. So we want to thank you guys for tuning in because we appreciate you with all our heart. We appreciate you. All right, Kyle. So you were talking.
You're welcome.
Yeah, no. So obviously, you know, I like watching, you know, RideShare Garage getting bigger because, you know, you guys are started from like little weeny tiny babies and now you guys are like toddlers.
Yeah, it was 4 minnows and a guppy. Jeff's too goddamn big to be a minnow.
I remember the days where you actually have more people on the screen.
More guests that we had watching. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, I remember.
Well, I mean, now we have people from all different levels of ride typing, from the bottom all the way to the top. So it's an extremely diverse group.
Yep. Yeah, so, and we have RideShare drivers. We have Instacart drivers. We have Uber Eats. We got the queen of Uber Eats. Actually, we got 2 queens in the Uber Eats game. Because Red, let me tell you, I watch Red stream. Like I jump in every now and then on their stream. And like she's getting it too, man. Cray-Cray's getting it. Cray-Cray just pulled a 26-hour shift.
Oh, what? Straight?
Between her job and the apps. She set a goal. And she went and got that money.
Yes, she did. And let me tell you what, they all work hard, right? All these warriors are hard workers, but she was an example to everyone. That woman works overnight and then would go out to work. Why? Because she wanted Top Dasher status, and she did not quit until she had it. So I'm a rock star.
Hey, 26 hours.
That's why when people ask me how many hours do I work, I was like, as many hours as it takes.
All right.
As you need to. Matter of fact, she did stuff, and I was like, I wouldn't have done that. And she was like, "This is my goal, and I'm doing it."
Hell yeah, 100%. So Ron, I know you wasn't here to hear the original question because I got to get Jeff in on this. But Ron, real quick, do you feel like are you embarrassed to be an Uber driver? Do you feel like the term gig worker is a dirty word, a dirty phrase? What's your feeling on that?
My feeling, my opinion on it. By the way, guys, how you guys doing? The RideShare culture here in the house.
Yeah.
What's up, RideShare culture?
Yeah.
Anyway, no, it's not a dirty word in my opinion, and I am proud to be a RideShare driver. I've been doing this for over 7 years, collectively 17,000 rides between Uber and Lyft. So this is something that I've used part-time, full-time as a driver. Now that people who get into this car, who are college educated, who may have big businesses, who may have chosen Excel ride type, Premier ride type, there is a consensus that we are lower level, and they think that they don't think that this is a job that's where you got to get a degree to get in. I had a conversation with a person who has a master's degree in my car. It was an XL because I have my Pathfinder. It was an XL ride type. We're going from the airport to the short. There was this conversation that I had with him. This is last year about how they view drivers and going towards the Chicago Lux driver. His point. Well, that's his point about we have drivers here that hit on women. We have drivers here that their cars clean. Let me ask you guys a question. When's the last time you took an Uber yourself? The last time I took an Uber myself was in a Tesla, white Tesla like this, and his carpet was dirty, and he has Premiere on his Tesla because I was talking to the guy. So most of them are dirty vehicles here in South Florida. That's me. So I can understand why people from the outside looking in may think that this job is not on a professional.
I'm extremely surprised that the Tesla Model 3 is Uber Premier qualified. I'm happy for the people that have it. It is, but like, it's Uber Premier, but not Uber Black, and like I think because it further taints people who rent the Teslas because
or
you got people who rented Teslas from all walks of life, and some are good and some are bad, and
yes,
it's right. I guess if you try to look at it positively, you can use that to your advantage if you're the better driver, because you're like, hey, if you're tired of dirty Premier drivers, here's my number.
It's kind of interesting too, because if you got these cars that are dirty, and I'll do one little thing. I had one person get in my car from the beach, and they left sand on one of the seats. The person wasn't even sitting on that side. Like, oh, hey, you got sand in the seat. I'm like, yeah. Oh, I had somebody just recently before I picked you up, and they just came out of the beach, so they left some sand. So I get dinged for that immediately. I'm wondering how people with these other cars, and they are filthy or smell real bad. I've seen people camping in them over at the airport. Like, so they got issues, and yet they're not blocked from comfort, for example. They're not getting, their level isn't going down low enough to stop them from being on one of the higher platforms.
And that's because a lot of people don't want to feel bad and give them a low rating to take them out of their job.
But they'll do it to me in my Model Y.
So I want to read this comment from Beyond Nines, because he pretty and this is a very, very fair comment. It says it's hard to be embarrassed when you drive a nice car for the work, like the Tesla or the Caddy or the Porsche or the Beamer. It might be a different story if you drive a 12-year-old beat up car that barely hits the age limit. And you know what? I feel that. I understand that. That makes sense.
But when people get into when people get into this in some of these nice cars that they rent out from Uber, they look nice from the outside, but when you get in them, they stink.
Well, I'm not
You
trying,
know?
but yeah, but that's not where I was trying to go with this. But I mean, we can go there, obviously.
I want to make a statement to that too.
Go ahead.
Because I mean, let's say you're not okay. If you're only looking, if you're gonna look at it from a scope of only rideshare, then and you're gonna limit yourself to that, then I get where you're coming from. But if you're not limiting yourself and you're saying, well, I as a gig worker, if you take that and use the expansive word for gigs, almost every type of job out there is some sort of gig, and you get to compartmentalize when you work and what style of work you do. It should open you up to more things and should prove your ingenuity as an individual. So yes, I get what you're saying. If you need to use, you can go to a job and use older tools, beat up tools. You
But
know,
to keep them clean, they look
same
new.
thing like
Well,
you're saying with the car. I can
mechanic,
show. I showed up
the
and I
mechanic,
used an
mechanic,
old beat up Snake. You know, I
yeah,
had
but
a couple of.
mechanic is
I mean, it
only,
only takes a few screwdrivers and you can knock out. You know, doing a garbage
yeah, but
disposal. So there's
a mechanic,
you're
a, me-
what you got to
a
look at as
mechanic,
more valuable is the information that you gain from learning how to do different jobs. That's my opinion.
mechanic is only as good as his tools. A craftsman is only as good as his tools. Oh, you can't hear me? What happened? My mic went out.
No,
you
you're
guys-
good. You're
Hey,
good.
hey,
Oh,
Zav.
'cause you can't hear me.
You should really feel bad for me because I spend twice that amount of money every month for my Escalade.
Ain't nobody feeling bad for you with that brand new 2023 Escalade with that goddamn pizza sitting underneath your chin. This sumbitch said we need to feel bad for him. Got a Porsche downstairs. He's balling so hard. I'm gonna bring him back just so I can chew him out. Boy, you balling so hard. You got a Porsche in a private parking garage that you gotta pay to park, okay, to do X in. Ain't nobody feeling bad for you, bro. Ain't
I
nobody
mean, I'm
feeling bad
also
for your
working like 18 hours a day, 7 days a week to do that. So
well, I ain't mad at you for that.
I feel you on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna cut Jeff. You ready? I'm gonna cut you loose, brother, because
What you got?
I know you got something to say about this. Oh, answer.
Oh,
Is it embarrassing?
It's
You got
very
nothing to say about
embarrassing to be a- you know? Hey, if somebody was to ask me, you know, if it was embarrassing to be an Uber driver, I mean, that's like I live pretty good. I think I live good. And if people ask me, well, how do you this if you only drive? I'm like, because I don't do what you do. Otherwise, I live like you. So I mean, you gotta
1 star.
real shit. I'm
Straight
like you
savage.
and I do what you do. It's like I do what I do, so I live like me. I mean, I drive luxury cars. I fucking off road when I feel like it. I mean, I travel. I
Right.
wake up and eat ice cream. How I want to live.
Damn.
Because I ain't got no ball to tell me what time to wake up, when to get leave, whether or not I could take Friday off. I don't need nobody telling me that shit. I'm too old for that. When I was 21, I needed that guidance. I needed that structure. But as I got older, I don't need no guidance. I don't need no structure. I know rent do. I ain't rent. I know mortgages do.
Yes.
I know mortgage. I couldn't repossess because I
Yeah.
know when to pay that shit. I don't need guidance. When I was a kid, I needed it.
Mhm.
If you this damn old shit, you got to people up in the clubs and shit laid on bills. Bad credit. That's if you ain't learned that shit by now, it ain't a job that's fucking you up. It's you fucking you up. You got to change you at that point. And I think I've done
Yes,
enough
sir.
in my life to where I can do gig work and feel comfortable doing it because I'm in charge of my shit. I know it. If I need to go out and make 400 a day, I go out and make 400 a day. If I need to go out and make 300, I go out and make 300. I know how to do it.
That's
So
what
I don't need nobody on my back saying, "Hey man, I need you in at 9:00 tomorrow, and I'm gonna approve your."
Yeah.
I don't need you to approve no overtime. I just harder motherfucker.
Nope.
I can drive less and make more.
Mhm.
So
Tell me
I'm
the
not
job and get out of my way.
Exactly. Look at that. Doubt it. I'm not that, need to be re-raised. When I was, like I said, 25, I needed that education. When I was 30, I needed that extra inspiration education. I'm in my 40s, about to turn in my 50s. I ain't figured that shit out by now. My life is half over, motherfucker. It's like, if I ain't figured that shit out by now, I'm stupid. I'm slow. So I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm proud to be a gig worker because I can wake up, walk to a buy a fucking. I don't need no money down. I'm a fucking. This is what I do. So I just call my bank, be like, hey man, I want to buy this BMW. It matches my Jeep. Okay, get the keys. Thanks, appreciate it. I don't need no fucking 9 to 5 to do that. People with 9 to 5s don't even do that. So why do I need a 9 to 5 to validate who the fuck I am? I know who I am. I drive every day. I wake up every day. I get people to and from work because they need shit and get to what they need. You need to get to your kid, I get you to your kid. You need to get to work, get you to work. You need to get home without a DUI, I'll get you home without DUI. Because I know who the fuck I am. I don't need a job to validate me. If you need a job to validate you, that's on you. I was corporate. I was already with that shit before. I don't need that. So when somebody tell me, man, how the fuck can you be a driver? Motherfucker, because I don't want to be like you. Shit, I live like me. If I ever can go back to how I used to be, the degree is sitting on the shelf. I can take that accounting degree down, let motherfuckers know, hey, I run my own business. I've been running my own life for the past 11 years, never late on mortgage. I done bought like 4 cars and 9 fucking motorcycles. I'm really good with fucking money when I'm unemployed. That's just how it is. So if I'm employed, I'm running your shit. Imagine how I live my life running it with no job. I could run your company the same way, if not better. So they should look at me like, damn, man, you doing it. Because I don't need that guidance. If I ain't figured it out by now, then I'm slow. That's just the way I look at it.
My dad's favorite thing to say, I'm unemployed.
And let's not forget that I came from being a senior engineer and I quit my job at the top of the corporate ladder to do gig work. So
no, I'm unemployed. I get things done. That's what I do.
So
I take care of my people. I take care of my people.
I guess this connotation, there's probably a place where this connotation comes from, as far as maybe some people that either profit or they want to tell you that, like, traditionally speaking, you're supposed to go and get a job. I don't know where that, I'm not necessarily entirely sure where that mindset comes from. And I'll just say one thing. One of my favorite people to follow
that's
is
the system, but yeah, anyway.
Yeah, one of my favorite people to follow is Phil Ivey. He's a professional poker player. He's regarded as the best player in the world. His story is incredible. When he had a fake ID when he was too old to go to a casino, so he would use that fake ID to get into the casino and play cards. He played cards 16, 18 hours a day. He would lose his money. He would sleep on the Jersey Shore, and then have to find a way to get home and wash, rinse, repeat until now he's a freaking billionaire now. I mean, the guy hustled to make it, but at the time no one understood what he was doing. They were like, "You're what? You play cards? Like, that's dirty." And this is back in the 90s.
Yeah.
So when people don't understand something, that's where that connotation comes from. So he has an awesome story. Phil Ivey has a really awesome story about coming from basically nothing. No, he didn't come from nothing. His mom, just like what Jeff said, "Hey, our life is fine." And Phil said, "Working 9 to 5, 40 fucking hours a week? No, my life is not fine."
Nope.
So,
being told what to do. I mean,
he didn't come. He wasn't poor. He didn't struggle. It's just that he wanted more, and he did something different. And for a short time myself, I played cards for a living, and people looked at me weird. I was in the casino 5 days a week, like a job. But
that's because you're weird.
It's weird because how do you classify that? Well, what do you do for a living? Well, I like that. I like what Steven said. I'm unemployed. That's a good one. I get things done.
To add on to what you were saying, where you said uncomfortable, right? You gotta kind of develop the lobster mentality. So they say you got the crab mentality, you got the lobster mentality. Crab mentality, you see somebody doing good, you see somebody doing well, they're about to get out the bucket. Oh no, let me pull you back down because you're about to get out and I'm not gonna get out. No, lobster mentality. Lobster mentality is for lobsters, in order for them to be able to grow, they have to discard their old shell. They have to get rid of that old personality, that old thought pattern, whatever it is that's holding them back and compressing them down into this old shell. They get rid of it all. They're vulnerable for a bit, and then they grow that new shell. It's bigger, it's tougher, and their entire environment around them is less risky for them now because they develop. So every time they go through this molting, every time they go through this removing that old personality, being uncomfortable, removing that old personality, that old skill set, and growing is where they get to take advantage and be stronger for it and be tougher in their environment.
Now y'all know why I saved Jeff for last.
I agree.
Because listen,
the
thing that attracted me to Jeff, not attracted like that, bro. All right.
Whoa,
Yeah, I like that.
whoa.
Get
Yeah.
your damn ideas.
It's
Vinny,
okay. We love you,
get your damn
but
ideas.
He's a good
it's
looking
all
guy.
good.
What the reason why I can get with Jeff's vibe from day one was that he's like me, and he's just gonna say how he sees it, how he feels it, and if you don't like it, bro, sis, there's the
It's
door.
Exactly.
Be ya.
Yeah.
Be ya. I
You
mean,
can unsub
you get to a
whenever you
certain
feel
point in life where- well, so that's why I saved Jeff for last on that one. All right. I got one last question for the panel, then we can open it up and just let it ride out for the rest of the night.
Hey, can I say something about Jeff? I want to ask Jeff something.
Yeah, sure.
So Jeff, I designed this shirt, and I want to make sure that at least I could sell one copy, and I thought you'd be that guy. So would you buy this shirt if I made it?
Definitely
Hold on.
would.
Let me bring it up.
Where is it?
You already.
I had it up.
support
I
my
had it up,
brothers,
and
man.
somebody knocked it off.
There you go.
All right,
What
hold on. Don't touch nothing. I got it. It's a gig with a Jeep. He's got a Jeep on there
I
with
like
gig
that,
with it
man. I like that.
All right, I want to make sure that
You
at least
already
I
know.
got one guy buy it.
Oh,
He
you
says
got
if I
one,
make
man. I
one-
support that. Hell yeah.
If I make one, will
Hey,
somebody please buy this shirt?
For honest work. See somebody putting forth honest work, trying to do something with their life. I can't help but support it. I mean, there's too many people walking up to us at the gas stations. Hey, man, you got they ain't doing shit. At least clean my rims or something. Effort, motherfucker. Don't just walk up to me.
Yes.
So I see somebody put effort into it, I support that shit. I'm like, fuck it, how much?
Something
20
value,
bucks?
right?
Here's 20 bucks.
Look, and in
Yeah,
those situations,
yeah.
I gained this mentality. Look, I'm not going to hand you money, but there's something that I'm ordering food, if there's something you want to get, go ahead and get a sandwich, go ahead and get a drink. If you're hungry, I'm not going to leave somebody starving. And you'll find out the people that are serious about needing help and the people that are just there to because they did experiments, and these people make hundreds of dollars sitting there begging for money per day. Not now I don't have to do anything because people are just going to give me my
And they look pretty well fed too.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, look, if you're hungry, you know what? I won't give you money, but go ahead and order something.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow,
All right,
I'm
guys. Last night, so I'm driving last night. Check this shit out. Last night, wrapping up the last little part of the quest or whatever, I get a text message on Instagram. So this lady found me on Instagram. She was like, Jeff, you'll believe this. This is my son is 15 years old now. This is his first grade. Found me on Instagram. Picture of the screen. She says, Jeff, I'm in like Thailand right now, and you're on the screen at this station right now. She's like, I know him. Husband, like, where did you know this guy from? And he said, I used to teach his son back in Las Vegas when he lived in St. Louis, and he used to fly back and forth to the classroom all the time. Said I know his son. I taught his son. These people are in Thailand yesterday, and they saw me on the screen. It was like, what the hell is Jeff doing in Thailand right now? It's like, goddamn YouTube, man. She found me on Instagram last night and sent me that shit.
Oh no, cray.
Like I said, all
Yeah, merch.
we're doing
Merch.
Everything that the RideShare Garage and all of that. I mean, the energy and the vibe is who just want to take care of their families. You know what I'm saying? You're saying on some bragging shit. This is on taking care of family shit. Nobody wants to go in the hole. Nobody wants to go. So we put forth our best effort with our best advice, our best every day. No secrets to what we do. If I make 20 bucks, I'm gonna tell you exactly how I made it. I don't know what secret. I ain't 20. Hopefully, you can say I made 40 where you made 20. That's how we do this. So when somebody sees me in Thailand at an airport station or something in Thailand, it's because it's energy. It ain't got shit to do with me. It's you putting out that people over there are saying we need to do more like this. Let's go out and make this money. Let's take care of each other's families and shit. There is no
trying
top
to tell
or
me
no
that if you
bottom.
go to Thailand,
That's it.
so you're trying to tell me that if you go to Thailand, most likely you are going to be well recognized?
I don't know.
Well, you're gonna stand out. That's for damn sure. That's
Hell yeah.
That sun's gonna be beaming off that forehead. I can
Yeah,
promise you
You're gonna
that.
have all these Thai chicks jumping up on you.
And don't feel bad, Jeff.
Hell no.
I might need a partner to go to Thailand with if you're famous over there, Jay.
Oh, man, it's crazy. Yeah,
All right,
no, my
so-
mic always cuts in and out whenever we do like a huge speed.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see your signal strength. You're back to all green. All right. So last question of the night that I have. I ran a poll on my community tab the other day and got about 70 responses, but I want to get the panel's thought process on this. Do you believe that Lyft, as we know it right now, will still be in existence 1 year from now? Based on everything that's going on, based on their stock price, do you think Lyft, as we know it now, will be here 1 year from now? Go. Red, we'll start with Red.
I don't really feel qualified to answer that question, to be honest.
Okay.
I just started doing rideshare. What I can tell you is that the limited amount of rideshare I do, 98% of the offers I take are Uber because the Lyft are just not worth it.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Edward, non-scissor hands.
I think they're gonna be around. I think they're either gonna, if anything happens to them, they're either gonna be bailed out or they're gonna be sold to somebody else. But it is Uber and Lyft are the only two reliable platforms already set and going. So if someone takes it, they're just gonna fire maybe a whole bunch of people and do something different. Kind of like Twitter, how they fired 80% of it because they were just overstaffed of people in there with espresso machines. And they just keep hiring people that just don't know what they're doing. So I think the company's gonna be around for a while. It's not gonna go anywhere.
Machines. All right, Brandon, what do you think, buddy?
Will
Will
yeah,
they
they're
or
gonna be
won't
around.
they? Okay. What about you, Omar?
If there isn't a major replacement for Lyft, the government will not let them go bankrupt. They will bail them out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because people depend on them.
Because it is a
Because then they'll
critical
claim
service.
monopoly, and they can't have that.
Yeah,
so-
and that as well. Yeah, they want the government will allow Uber to have 100%.
I have a counter to that. Brandon.
But
Not only here in the States, but now also abroad, Uber is now onboarding taxi companies. So when a rider goes into an app, they can also select a local taxi through that app.
They can here as well.
Wow.
But that's what I'm saying. So I really don't know. Well, listen, the government ain't stepped up for a damn driver yet on either one of these, on none of these apps. So I don't know how much the government will get into it.
I think the government the government looks down at drivers.
Well, no, I think the government looks up at the people, like I was showing earlier today. This is what happens. You ready? Yes.
Like what happened in Minnesota.
Yes. They get that envelope passed in front of them with the money in it, and all of a sudden drivers don't
And
do
then,
that no more.
and then going back to the monopoly, kind of like what Uber did to Minnesota, to the governor.
They blackmail.
Saying, yeah, they will leave. So imagine if Lyft goes. Imagine if Lyft goes and it's just Uber. Now, whatever they give us, whatever they want to pay us, we got to take it because we have no choice.
Right? Omar, what's your feeling on it, buddy?
Well, so two things. I wouldn't be surprised if Lyft doesn't exist a year from now. Actually, three things. So number one, I wouldn't be surprised if it doesn't exist. I've been preparing for this for a while. And what I mean preparing is trying to keep myself, I've talked about this before, not financially so exposed. I talk about it on the Discord a lot. Whenever I see people wanting to buy a new car, I'm like, please think about what you're about to do when you're going to invest 50, 60, $70,000 on some new Tesla or something like that. Brandon's situation is unique to Brandon, and he's making it work for him. But you just heard him say he's working 18 hours a day. So keep that in mind.
And it's rough for me too.
Yeah. So keep that in mind. Number two, looking at Lyft stock right now, they're at $9. They closed today. Looks like it's trying to close a gap from the earnings that they had where they gapped down. So it looks like a short-term buy right now, but for the most part, it's all down. It's all down. It's not looking good. And the last thing I would say is I disagree with you guys as far as getting bailed out and the monopoly and all that other stuff. Lyft and Uber didn't exist once upon a time. People still got around. I think that something else, maybe I hope something else will come from the ashes that'll be better. But I think it'll still be around. But again, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not. And to be honest with you, there's a part of me that wants Lyft and Uber to burn to the ground.
I agree, but I think that's wishful thinking at this point. It's become a fabric. Yeah, it's kind of become a fabric of how people maneuver, and part of my generation and the generation down rely on it to get everywhere. So until we get another 4 to 6 years out where we're getting more automated driving and stuff like that, or even longer, I don't think that's a possibility. I do think that there's going to be some way that they bail out or somebody purchases some way they keep the status quo and have more than one company that's around to have some kind of competition as far as pricing. But to answer the original question, I do think that Lyft will still be here. But I also agree. I think it's possible some other company comes popping out of nowhere, and now you don't have to worry about Lyft being the thing that sustains the non-monopoly factor. But the thing that sticks out in my head is the concept of too big to fail, and they will not let a system crash that they feel like is part of the fabric of maintaining, United States society. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I would say I would say that if something happens where it's government related, the best thing that could happen is that someone buys them out. The worst thing that happens is the government buys them out, because then we'll make nothing. We all become employees and we make nothing. This is. But again, game over like that. So, but I would say this. I keep saying this. Just tread lightly, everybody. Whatever it is, tread lightly. Yeah, I bought a truck, but I didn't. The numbers I see in Discord, what you guys are talking about buying, I didn't spend nowhere near that. So, and I'm like I said, I'm looking, like Vinny talks about, have other means of income so that I can, not have to sweat it out and pay it off, because at any moment in time, we've seen this. Things change. At any moment in time, they take something away from us. So we're at their mercy. So again, keep that in mind. We have to keep two things in mind: the best case scenario and the worst case scenario. So I don't want to be negative Nancy. I'm just saying, let's be realistic.
And I got F the hardest when it came to the last major change. So
I still got to pay my. I'm sitting here. I still have to pay my car bill and my insurance, and I can't even drive on the platforms. So.
All right, so WeZoom, what do you think, buddy? Yes or no? And by the way, real quick, WeZoom, I like your little Pac-Man down there, bro.
That's what I was thinking. I'm gonna go over there and steal it.
Pac down. Well, you know what? You know what, Steven? You can do that. You can break in his house, steal it. He can't do nothing to you, and you're gonna get away with it. And you're just gonna have to go buy another one.
No, where's Jeff? Yes. I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna steal it, and then I'm gonna request a ride, Lux. And then he's gonna be my driver.
Steven, you're down low now. So anyway, going back to the question. Yeah, no, I think they will be around. Maybe not owned by the same, I guess, company, because I really think Tesla Lyft sounds really good.
It does.
And I almost feel like it'll be a good transition for them to actually buy the Lyft, to basically transition from human driver behind the Tesla for all the analytic purposes, and then go ultimately self-driving. Because Elon has made he hasn't made numerous references where he wanted create Tesla taxis, right? And so I think there is actually a very possibility that they could easily scoop up Lyft for a dime and take over right there, a taxi park.
Yeah, because remember, Tesla, when Elon was talking about, he said he needs a certain amount of cars on the road. So when his autonomous comes live, all the cars share the information.
Communicating, yeah.
And then the level 5 is just, it becomes flawless. Because
the only way the self-driving will be most safe is when all the cars are able to communicate with each other. And that is the reason why, like Elon said, I'm okay. I'm okay with licensing the self-driving software to other car makers, because he understands that all the cars needs to have the same software to be able to communicate in order for the self-driving to be truly safe, right? So I think it's going to be, if anyone buys it, it should be Tesla Lyft.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right.
The, the,
Ron?
the question.
No, I'm saving Jeff for last.
So can you guys hear me? Am I still staticky?
You got
A
a
little
static,
bit. A
but
little
say-
bit.
yeah.
Answer the question. Answer the question.
Yeah, I want to answer the question, but people got to hear me first. I don't
I was
want.
gonna say, just speak a little slower, Ron, and I think you'll come in good.
I'm trying to, because I've fixed the gain on this thing here. Okay, so the question is, do I think Lyft is going to stay forever, or is going to stay next year? That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Will they be here in a year from now? Will Lyft be here as it is right now a year from now?
Yes, it is. Lyft's not going to go anywhere, and I would be surprised to just be opposition against Drive by O. I would be surprised if they go under. I know we look at the stock market and see that the numbers are dipping, but don't get money out. As far as in ridemanship, Lyft has its place in certain markets. And to Boba's point in the comments, no other company is coming until these two companies show a profit. I mean, I work for a company. You guys know who I work for, which is employee based. It's growth, and it's very hard to take over demand because they're buying their own cars. How many other companies has tried to take over or be a third competitor? Very hard. Another point I want to put out is that in Europe, in the other markets over there, they have a robust transit system. You could take train, you could take a bike, you could walk, take a bus, very 10 to 15-minute wait. You don't necessarily need to take an Uber or a Bolt in those areas in Europe to get around, because you have a robust transit system in Europe. In the United States, of course, we're a little bit more. If I'm a W-2 employee at McDonald's, I don't have to take an Uber. I can take the transit system. However, the transit system here sucks. So I want to take Uber. If I'm making sense to you guys. So Lyft is going to stay. I don't get people want options. That's my point.
Okay, very good, very good. Jeff, what do you think, buddy?
I think Lyft has a massive database of information that they just can't let dissipate. It's too many drivers, too many customers, way too many, sources of data and location. They've got so much information, it's too valuable to just let crumble. Somebody's going
I
to
completely
get it,
forgot that
whether
perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, either
Yeah,
someone's gonna
because
buy them
you
out
got
or
the
bail them
guy
out.
the guy that used to be up under Jeff Bezos. Remember, Amazon used to just sell books and shit. Now look at Amazon. You got the guy who was with them through all of that. This dude has a brain. So he's thinking about pivoting and making serious moves with all this information they got. It ain't gonna just be about driving no more. Because like I said, Amazon just ain't about selling books and shit no more. They ain't even against Barnes and Noble. Amazon just like against eBay and every retailer and wholesaler out there. They made a serious move in the world away from books. You've got a guy running Lyft right now who was under Jeff Bezos, went through that whole process.
Mm-hmm.
We have no idea what this dude is capable of. None. I think it's going to be more serious than driving. I just think so. I think they're going to end up doing something they're going to use drivers and use our equipment. We've got
100%.
hundreds of millions of dollars worth of cars in their platform right now. We've got tons of people ready to work. I'm ready to go make money today. As soon as this live over, I'm going to open my app and see what's surging. I'm ready to go. So when you see people like that, you got all these people together on this single platform, you got all this information, you're going to do something. You ain't just going to say, oh man, we don't make it. You're not making enough money because you're not using your tools right. You don't have Jordan on your team,
100%.
LeBron on your team, and Pippen on your team and still lose championships every year. You figure
gotta
it
fix
out.
that coach.
You bring in, hey, maybe we need a Shaquille O'Neal. Just let a team go to waste. Oh, we getting rid. No, you bring in new players. There's way too many solid, good ass drivers on this platform just to say y'all can just go be with Uber. They ain't gonna give it to Uber like that. And another platform is not gonna come along and just say, hey, we'll take all you guys drivers. We are ready to work. We got cars that's completely, fixed, ready to go. They ain't going nowhere. These cars need to move. They need to be on the pavement making money. And anybody with money knows that. They're not going to just let us all walk away. I don't think, this guy came in from Amazon. Smart. He's too smart. I just think he's going to do something that we ain't even ready for yet.
Just as long as it's not a rocket that's going out to space.
Well, I think I have expressed my opinion. I think at some point Tesla takes them over. It makes sense. I think the new guy, Risher, is brought in to set this company up to kind of right the ship a little bit, prop them up a little bit, and get them to where they're attractive for sale. I do think it's going to be. I think it is up for sale. He said it. He said they're not looking to sell, but if the number comes along, then that's all I need to know.
Yeah, he put it out there. He put it out there.
But not only that though, Kyle, the way his compensation is based.
Yeah.
His compensation, it was a 1-year deal. $750,000 was his salary, right? Plus they gave him a $3 million signing bonus, which he immediately turned around and put into his nonprofit for the reading for kids, which I think is admirable. But if you know anything about nonprofits don't mean they ain't making a profit. It just means that everybody's going to get paid out. They don't show a profit. We got to call that bullshit what it is. Mm-hmm. But I know they do good stuff, and I applaud him for doing that. But then he's got stock options out the wazoo. So little bit of money on the face value, whole lot of money on the back end. That's what he's at. Get them ready for sale. That's what I think is going to happen. I think in the next 12 to 18 months, Lyft is no longer Lyft. I think they're another company. All right.
Just keep something in mind. Yeah. Keep something in mind. Uber's evaluation is over $70 billion right now. Lyft's valuation is $3 billion right now. Keep that in mind. It's a serious thing. When you're a public company, when the bottom falls out, it falls out. And it's hard to recover from that.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's $9.04 for one share. So.
Yeah, but you know what? Now, just because y'all want to bring up the stock price, 2 days ago, you could have got them for under $8.
Correct.
Go ahead, Jeff. What's that? Jeff, you were saying something?
Lyft is only national, where Uber, you're almost comparing like apples and oranges. So I don't really look at Uber and Lyft as even close to each other. You've got somebody operating all over the world versus somebody only operating in 50 states. You can't compare them. It's hard to compare that.
You know, if I were with Lyft, if I were one of their people that worked for them, and I would want to be in charge of the tier 2 and tier 3 platforms, I'd want to be in charge of Lux Black XL. That's where I'd want to work. And I would attack with everything I had to make those platforms work. Because when Uber first came into existence, y'all remember, all they were a black car service with an app. That's what they were. They were black town cars, Cadillacs, and Lincolns. That was it. And it wasn't until Lyft came on the scene with the economic rides that Uber jumped down and created X. So I would circle back in their position. I would circle back and I would go after. Big time I would go after. Even if that meant guys that drive QX60s, guys like Eddie and I that drive Cadillac XT6s, even if we lost as a driver, we lose Lux Black XL. We keep Lux Black and Lux, I would build the hell out of those platforms because Lyft can compete there on those levels. Lyft can't compete on Uber X. They just can't do it because if they're underpricing Uber, they're losing money and drivers ain't going to take the rides anyway. So it's a loser in my opinion. You know, even though that's the majority of everybody's rides, right? 90% of rideshare is Uber X and Lyft. We know this, but you can't compete.
And in order for that to happen, Lyft would need to get a significant amount of corporate accounts additional under their belt. Otherwise, that will not work.
Well, it's part of it. That's an arm of it. It's not just one thing or the other. It's the summation of all of it. You know, when you got 5 fingers and you make the fist, then you're solid. You know what I'm saying? So you got your corporate accounts, you got your at-large rides, That's what I would be running at. Airport limo service. I mean, these are things I'd be making runs at if I were them and I was serious. So until we see some kind of significant change, 12 to 18 months, I see Lyft being out of here.
Well, they have well when the company started, they have investors, so there's probably agreements in place. That's what we need to know. We need to know. We need to know what would it take to satisfy the investors, and then I think to your point, Vinny, you can go after those things because there's an aspect of Lyft that and Uber where again they don't care about us. You guys got to remember that they care about their investment, and just right about how much information they have and how valuable that is to them. That's a good point, actually, Jeff. That's a really good point. But I just think that whenever we think about fixing something, we have to think about fixing the whole thing. I know we think about it from our perspective.
Let me explain something when we're a portion of information that people are missing when it comes to information being useful for businesses and business practices. The internet's about to shift. The way that the internet's designed, it's about to shift, and getting just little bits of information from you is significant to the point that now you probably have in your house a refrigerator that connects to your internet. You have a washing machine that connects to your internet. Your thermostat connects to the internet. All those little pieces of information that you're just giving away for free. So keep in mind, these are things that they're getting from people, and you think they're not going to profit off of you think it's not a big deal. You're getting a cheaper ride. They're finding out all the places you go to, your patterns, what different shifts in your patterns based on economy. They're getting so much metadata you just don't even realize, and you're giving it away for free.
Yeah, I just bought an LG oven, and I could literally on my phone know when my oven is on or my stove.
And so do they. They know when you're cooking something, when you went out to eat. They can connect that back to data that when you go and swipe your card or tap your phone. It's crazy.
My light blue.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, all right. Well, listen, those are all the questions I got tonight. So let's open it up. Mr. Omar, has there been an update? Have you been checking the Lyft scheduled rides page? Is it back online yet?
No, I'm not seeing anything yet. There was a question here. Someone made a comment about they need to focus on a plan for long rides. I agree, but I disagree with the part that says no one's taking them. Trust me, I'm still taking them. I have found a way to make them work for me.
Well, you found how to make them work on one.
If you live in an area like South Florida where it's easier, yeah, I can see that. But if you're in an area like me in Chicago, where I'll get a 60-mile ride in the middle of nowhere, I won't even get a basic ride back. So it's really dependent on the area.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that goes back to a whole different thing than well, hold on, let me get that out of there. So that goes back to a whole different animal, talking about the time, the per mile, the time. I saw it was who was it that stated that? Boba. On Uber's paying me correctly on my long distance trips. I'm getting paid what I should be getting paid on those long distance trips, whether it's XL or Premier. I'm getting paid the right amount of money. Lyft, on the other hand, it gets a little sketchy there. Getting a little sketchy there on Lyft. Go ahead, Jeff. What was that?
Yeah, Lyft is good for those short trips, man. I wouldn't do long trips. Nope.
Yeah, it's
Like,
as I said in my market, short trips Lyft is fine, but then I'll get a $65 Black XL to the airport, which is 18 miles, but then Uber, like a regular Uber Black, will give me 75, and I'm like, okay, why would I do that trip?
Well, you're in a different scenario though, because you do have Black.
Well, so, no, I'm just saying that you're right. That can translate into all ride types. It's just Lyft just their rate just diminishes after the first 5 miles.
Right, but you see, this is, and we were talking about this. We always talk about this. Different markets, Lyft is a gangbanger in certain markets. Like Albert says here, Lyft is paying them better than Uber. So it really does come down to where the market is, right? It depends on your market. That's why you just got to know. Kyle loves Lyft. and Stephen
Lyft
Barry
share.
gets Lyft.
Lyft share.
Yeah, he's a Lyft shared kind of guy. You know, how to-
There's a guy here in a
California.
Tahoe. He has 100% acceptance rate, 20,000 rides on Lyft.
Damn.
He accepts every ride type.
Yeah,
That
who
guy
you
is
talking
a
about?
beast.
You talking about?
Driving 100,000 miles to make $50,000.
More power to him.
For real. Like, forget that.
he has a nonprofit. That's why.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Exactly. That's what it is. You call it Lyft
And they're
nonprofit.
banking. Yeah, they're banking at SVB Bank. You know, right there next to Gavin Newsom.
Yep.
That prick. Anyway,
Hey,
Jenny Gang.
hey,
Hey, big shout out to Jenny Gang.
short rides, man. That's it.
Shout out to Jenny Gang. Hey,
Hey there,
so
Jenny.
they're watching us in the morning. Watching us in the morning.
Watch
Dip.
Q.
He was buying the QQQs.
Triple Q is at like a freaking 52-week high, so be careful trading in those levels.
Well,
This is not financial advice, by the way.
It's for entertainment.
Yeah, entertainment purposes only.
All right. So what do y'all got tonight? What's going on? What y'all got tonight?
So, well, again, market has been slow. I have to switch everything up into the day. Like right now, I only worked about, I think I hit the road at about 12 at 1 o'clock, worked until about 7. I made about $160, but without shutting the apps off. But it looks like I think I with the Facebook group that I follow, drivers have just been going home because there's no money. So little strategy that I have is like when they start saying that, then I stay out. So it helps out.
Wait, what? Somebody said something about Monty Williams. Monty Williams has agreed to a 6 year, $78 million, talking about knowing your worth. Okay.
Oh, he went to Detroit. Good for him.
Oh, really?
Yep. Ernest, my man Ernest, he's just a little north of us there, Omar. Why are the airport pickup times so long on Uber? Bro, have you been seeing how many cars are in these queues? How do y'all
There is so many cars in LAX, and there's cars waiting outside too.
Oh,
it's insanity, bro.
The queues are
I'm
painful.
seeing 70 and 80 Premier cars in
Freaking
the queue
painful.
at Fort Lauderdale.
I saw
It was 145. It was 145, I think, yesterday, Vinny. Painful. Just absolutely painful.
Oh, 100. Yeah, we got 300.
But like
Try that.
Omar, you guys get like 15 flights in an hour. That's like
No.
that's like,
No,
Bro, we
no,
get 40
no.
flights in
Brandon,
an hour.
Brandon,
What are you
you don't. Okay, I'm gonna explain this to you for one last time, Brandon, because you don't get it, bro.
Uh-oh.
People go to the airport because they think it's a guaranteed ride. That's why.
Yeah.
That means nothing's going on. The airport is a measure of strength down here in South Florida. If 140 X cars are in the queue, game over. What do you think that means for XL and above?
Yeah.
That means nobody's here. That means no one's in the hotels. That means no one's at the casino. That means we still got a week before any of the finals start down here. Hello.
Yeah.
What's good, Bro Kids TV? It's been a minute.
Bro Kids. We ain't seen Bro Kids in a while, bro. Hey, I got to get him up. Where's he at? There he is. Burbank, my man out in Cali, another Cali. You know, we get a lot of people in from California, Arizona, Florida, and nobody shows up because Brandon's here, so nobody bothers to come on.
What about Denver?
Oh, Denver. You mean those nuggets? You mean those nuggets? Those nuggets about to get eaten?
Well,
Them
isn't there
nuggets
like
about
some
to eat?
gig con in Denver?
We gotta get more drivers from like Idaho, man. We need Idaho drivers on the channel. Vermont,
Yeah, we need some
Idaho.
potatoes.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
There is a gig conference. You know what? I'll even bring it up on the thing here. Let me go back and find the. Let me go back.
LAX has 81 drivers.
There are times. I will say this: there are times when the airport is busy here and it's booming. But just because the airport shows a lot of flights coming in, it doesn't necessarily mean that there's people on those flights or that they are actually taking rideshare. One thing I was told recently was Fort Lauderdale Airport, even though they raised their prices like a year or two ago, there's some crazy number to park at the airport. It's still packed every day. You have to get there early or you can't find the space. I forget how many cars. They have a 500-600 car lot, whatever it is. They have a big lot at Fort Lauderdale Airport and MIA, and
My
the
lot-
lot's packed. The lot is
LA's
packed.
lot is packed all day.
Yeah, with
LA
personal
lot.
cars, right, Steven?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
These are
So
all
not everybody-
these are all drivers just packing the lot.
Okay, what I'm
Literally
saying is there's a garage where people park at Fort Lauderdale and their cars are there because they're traveling for 3, 4, 5 days, whatever it
I
is.
see what you're saying.
So,
Yeah. Mhm.
You get what I'm saying? Like people take their own cars. There's a price exhaustion. There was a time when I remember a couple of articles down here that came out that said, how much are you spending on Uber and Lyft? And people say, whoa, I'm spending way too much every month. I'm going to go back to driving my own car. So it is more of a luxury. Depending on what market you're in, it's more of a luxury. I know Vinny's talked about this. Sometimes it's not necessarily a replacement for public transportation. So that's the ebbs and flow of it.
Yeah. I try to avoid that perspective from the beginning. And to me, it's always a luxury. Getting driven by somebody else and their vehicle that they need to maintain. It's a luxury service, but it's being allowed to be treated as a public service, as a bus service. So.
All right, so let me bring this up real quick. This is the GigCon, the Gig Conference, GigCon Denver 2023. It's August 4th at 11 a.m. I'm assuming it's looks like it might be in a hotel, not sure. But if you hit that link in the description, you guys can go check this out. If you're close to the area, they special guests will include Bentley Coop, Gary from Middleton Technologies. He's one of the designers of the Gig Wars app. Okay. You're going to have the driven dad, Tony, because he lives there.
Yes, Tony.
Because he lives there. Because Lisa ain't going to let him travel too far away.
Exactly.
Listen, all I know, Tony, I better see a video of that Tesla self-driving to the conference. I want to see that Tesla self-driving to the conference.
Just make sure there's no people around you.
I'm
I'm
not
just
paying
chilling.
attention.
Okay,
I'm not
don't
paying
post that.
attention. I'm not paying attention if I don't see that video. I'm just saying.
I have a question.
I was
Denver's a
ask
cool
Tony
1,000
if I
miles.
can book a ride from if I fly in from the airport to my hotel. I
So
was going to talk to Tony and see if I can work something out and get my ride in a Tesla.
You know what? I hope so. We got to look out for each other. Goddamn Uber is expensive.
is it? I wonder, is it going to surge at this event?
People gonna be paying themselves.
I have to pop in my car and drive.
I'm not paying these prices. I'm not tipping.
Yeah.
All right. So
What the hell?
Thank you,
you guys
Tony.
can go check it out. I can see they got some event sponsors, Moves Financial, Solo. There's that goddamn Solo again. Stovo. And then the technology will be covered by Gary's apps and the Gig Wars official. Yes, y'all. Red is going to be speaking at this conference. So, and this is being sponsored or being hosted by Pedro, Mr. Bet on You, DoorDash Santiago, and Hannibal is Hungry. So,
Yes.
y'all want to check it out? There you go. You're going to have a Tesla experience, dumpling experience. Thank you and get tickets. There you go.
And I just want to say that I don't know that this is everything. There might be more things coming, so I encourage you all to keep clicking the link and see what updates they might be adding to it.
It might be something that I'd look at for next year. It's too short a notice for me this year to travel out there. Even though, you know what? I mean, Tony's going to owe me something. In about 2 weeks, Tony's going to owe me something. I don't know what yet, but I told him if Denver wins, I'll buy him a Happy Meal, a Nuggets Happy Meal at McDonald's. And if he wins, he's going to have to do something for me.
You know what I think is amazing about this conference is that so Pedro, though he does do some rideshare, he focuses on food delivery. And I don't know about last year. I don't think there was a rideshare component to it, but the fact that Chris and Sergio are going to be there, like, it's clear that this conference is bridging the two segments of the gig economy together, kind of like this channel is. You know, having me and Kiki, I know that Eddie does a little bit of food delivery also. But
Jeff too?
High speed
yeah,
food
yeah,
delivery.
he does on his Quest. So I think it's fantastic that the gig conference has. When I saw them added, I was like, "Yay! I'm so happy."
Well, I mean, it would make sense for the rideshare guy to be represented there. It makes sense for
It
Harry to send those
absolutely
guys
does.
there. It makes sense.
But I
And you know,
find that
Pedro
we're
does
kind
do
of
work.
segmented. I do
Well,
find that we're segmented.
and that's the thing. And you know, it's like
Tony does do it all. Yeah, Tony does it all.
it's like we started saying 3, 4, 5 months ago. If you're not multi-apping, you're putting yourself in a position to
In a
fail.
bad position. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you got to be able to multi-app. If this is your full-time thing, gig apping is your full-time thing, you got to be doing it all. Part-time
Right.
guys
Even,
can get away with it.
even deliveries.
Full-time guys, you know, you got to do it all. You got no choice.
And that's what actually brought me to your guys' channel. I was a silent lurker for a long time. I was just listening.
Creeper,
I was curious.
creeper,
I was.
creeper.
And I was just listening. I was like, "Ooh, what are you talking about?" And I was
Jeff.
learning. And then I was like, "Hi, guys."
Jeff, she was here
Shut
for you,
up.
Jeff. She was here.
Yeah,
for
she was here for you, Jeff.
No, she was trying to get that $300.
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah, get $300. I'm bringing your food."
Oh my god, that's awesome.
Oh,
But you know what, Red? I expect to see some live streams out of you there too. You
Oh,
know,
absolutely, absolutely.
and if you get them going, I'd be happy to. You know, we can stream it. I can link into your stream. You know, or if they're going to have a live stream going and they want to share the link where I can link into it, we'll put it up. I'll put it up on the channel, and you know that way more because not everybody can afford to go to Denver right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
I get
there's
it.
a lot to that.
So
Talk to your boy Pedro. Have his people call my people, and we'll stream it up. We'll stream it up. There
So
you
it
go.
is Pedro and Hannibal's thing, right? But I mean, I think you all know that I don't do videos. I'm a 24/7 live stream channel. And so Cody, my producer, and his wife, his assistant, they will be there also. And Gig Wars Official plans to live stream whatever we can. And anytime you hop into my live stream, there's the button that says stream to your channel.
Yeah.
So you can always do that. So the answer is yes. Gig Wars Official plans to stream whatever we can. It might not be me personally, it might be Cody, but yeah, we're trying to get the information out to anybody and everybody. It's going to be a blast.
Well, like I said,
go.
and that's the one thing I like about your live streams is that anybody can jump in at any time. I've jumped in here half naked, just my white beater, sit here and I just jump in on the stream and talk with you guys. You know, you can't see what's down below, so that's good. It don't
Too
matter.
much information, bro. Too much information. Bro.
Well, you know,
Speaking of that,
I'm proud. I'm just saying, I'm proud.
Speaking of that, Gig Wars Official has been under attack. I have been porn bombed 3 times in the last week. Yeah, so I have talked to all of my people who have powers. They are not allowed to let anybody up unless they know them. They've seen their face before.
Yeah, we know a channel that got bombed like that. Y'all remember that night, right? I know.
I still have the clip.
You still got the clip when the dude jumped on there. And your boy, RideShare Hustler. Remember they had that live stream going, and they had an open link. They brought somebody on, and homie was in his birthday suit or whatnot, and was enjoying it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Key was there when it happened. Yeah, oh, geez, there she is. Oh, yeah.
So they've been coming in from Twitch in the comments. So I put restraints on Twitch. You have to be a follower for 3 months, and I've slowed down the comments to 2 minutes between typing. So they're going to get bored over there. I have blocked them on YouTube, but they are relentless. They tried to come back again today. So clearly somebody wants the Gig Wars official channel shut down, and I'm going to let you know it ain't going to happen.
Ain't gonna happen.
It's
Not
a
a
war
fucking
out there.
Hey,
So
by the
they
way,
only do it on lives though.
Kiki
Yeah.
said, I also remember the first time we text Brandon.
Share. What happened?
What'd you do,
Yeah.
Brandon?
In the group text. First time we group text Brandon, boy, did we get an eyeful.
You just like randomly added me to a group. I had no idea what was going on, and I get that a lot, especially now that I'm putting my phone number out there a lot.
Was Brandon really comfortable with his cat?
No, but Brandon
Yeah.
sent some stuff. Brandon sent some stuff that would make Joe Biden blush. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. But they were over 18, unlike Joe Biden. They were over 18. I guess. I don't know. I didn't examine it as well as Kiki did. Anyway,
Get thrown her under the
You had a microscope. Like, what the hell's going on?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we have the
seeing some
microscope.
blackmail material. Who has a copy?
listen, Steven keeps all the archive video. He keeps all the archive video. Anyway, what else we got? We're starting to wind up. It's getting close to 11. Still got.
I'll just say I'll say two things. Number one, shout out to Ashley in the Discord. I think she's in Vegas right now. She's doing the dealer thing. So good for her to move from one thing to another, and it's something that she's always wanted to do. So again, using this as a means to, as an end.
Still in the World Series, right?
Yeah, I think
Still in
that's
the
what
World
she's
Series,
doing.
right? Yeah, that's what.
So shout out to her, because again, that's why I say I'm an entrepreneur, because I don't want to be a driver the rest of my life. So don't take that the wrong way. It's just, but if you do want to do gigs for the rest of your life, more power to you too as well. I mean, hopefully there's staying power in all the things that we do. So, and then the other thing I wanted to say was that Vinny's mentioned it already. I'm not a Heat fan, and I can't pretend to be one. And I'm not a Panthers fan, and I can't pretend to be one. But I live in South Florida, and this is really good for everybody. The vibes are really high down here with both teams being in the finals, especially the story that the Heat have being the 8th seed and all this other stuff. And my tinfoil hat also, by the way, and I'm going to say this, I hope it doesn't get me in trouble. My tinfoil hat says that the reason that the media hates Miami so much is because there's a Disney Florida thing right now, a beef. And I just kind of think some people will say, look at the stats from the regular season. I'm like, yeah, throw that out the window. Miami was the 1 seed last year, so come on, give me a break. Like, I just love that. It's a bad thing for TV right now because of these teams, and I'm talking about both sports, because it isn't really historical names. The Florida Panthers, they're a newer team in the league, and the Denver Nuggets have never won anything. So I look at it like it's good. It's good competition. If you're a fan of sports, you should love both of these finals, because I think it's going to be really entertaining, and in the long run. And obviously for us down here, it could be really good for the local economy, not just for RideShare, but for everybody. Because right now at this time of year, hotels are empty. No one wants to be down here in rain season and hurricane season in South Florida. So that's just the way it works.
Unless your name is Stephen A. Smith, and all you can ever think about is getting those mojitos on South Beach like he does.
Yeah. So I'm just, the vibes are really high, and I'm going to try to find a way myself to make this stuff work for me, because this is a time when I should, a couple of weeks ago, I was looking at job applications, and now I'm not. So again, this is an opportunity, and I'm going to try to find a way to run with it. So.
Well, you got to take advantage, because it's not even about the game, right? The game is important, but it's everything surrounding the game.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Like
right.
Jeff and Steven found out with the Super Bowl. We already know it because we get the Super Bowl. It seems like every 3rd year, 4th year, we got a Super Bowl here. So we're used to it. It's all the ancillary stuff, the complimentary stuff, not necessarily the main course. So, because I can say right now, I'll be watching the game. I ain't driving
up until this news that I'm getting now. It looks like we are going to upfront pricing. I don't know. I'm going to find out at 4:00 in the morning. Up until this little thing that was going on with Lyft, I was actually in a really positive. I mean, I still am. I'm still really happy right now because, like I said, the vibes are really high here in South Florida. I'm not a Heat fan, but I feel for everybody that is. Like it's just positivity spreads. So that's all I wanted to say.
Well, the reason why Key brought that up is because Jeff, Kiera, and I in our little chat group, we were talking about that kind of stuff, and Jeff brought up, and I'm going to give him, instead of doing a tip of the night, I'm going to give Jeff the floor on this.
Oh,
Yeah, well, if you don't want to do it, I mean, we won't do it. But I just think that.
But you know, I am, man.
Do it.
Well,
Do it.
listen, it's like this, right?
Do it.
There's enough we done had this conversation. There's enough channels out there that will keep you in your goddamn feelings and keep you pissed off at the world and pissed off at this and pissed off at that. You turn on the damn TV, you get pissed off at, you know what? Shut YouTube off, including us. Get your ass out there, figure it the hell out. Because ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody coming to save you. There's no magic bullet for the rideshare game. I don't care if you're doing Spark, DoorDash, Uber Eats, Uber Lux. I don't care. There's no magic bullet.
Give me that
It
Uber
don't
Lux.
exist. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. And I'm going to go one better with you. And then I'm going to let Jeff take it home. I'm going to go one better with you.
No.
The unemployment numbers today came out high. There's more unemployment now. More people are unemployed. What schools just let out? So now you got
they're
teachers,
admitting it, man?
janitors, all of it. Yeah, bro. Inflation falling back up. So it's going to be hard. But sometimes it's got to be hard to figure it out. I'm not saying there's a winner. I'm not saying what I do is going to work for you. I'm not saying what Jeff does is going to work for me, or what Tony does, or what Red does. Well, Steven unfortunately can't do shit right now. But hey, I'm with Steven. I can change the garbage disposal.
Wow.
I can change the garbage disposal.
100%.
I can actually rebuild.
I can fix a leak.
I can rebuild an entire kitchen,
that.
or rip your old drywall off.
Yeah.
Get in there and get it done. I can sweat pipes. Like I know how to do this.
Yeah. I can put drywall back. I can hang drywall. Yeah.
I can't do nothing about the roof. My point is, you do what you got to do until it comes time to do what you're meant to do. That is a famous saying that I enjoy.
That is funny. Somebody told me that when I told him I couldn't drive at the school that I work at. He's like, look, dude. He's like, right now they're something's telling you shouldn't be driving. I'm like, he's like, so just take that time and enjoy that. Yeah. I'm just like, what?
So when you come across one of our channels, you don't have to like me. You don't have to come to my channel. I want you to.
You don't have to like
I like you. But you go to Jeff's channel, go to Eddie's channel, go to Red's channel, go to Steven's channel, go to Brandon. He's got a channel. He don't do much with it, but he still got it. Some good stuff.
I don't do it because
He's in Discord.
I'm going to get a lot of negativity if I start posting videos
But
again.
the point is, don't bring that negative shit around here because we ain't trying to have it. I ain't trying to have it. Jeff, take it home.
I will throw your ass out of my room.
Jeff, go for it.
And Vinny, you know, like I said, we got a lot of people on the live, so it might be kind of choppy because I got a yellow up in the top corner or whatever. But I was saying, every time we post something great in RideShare, and I see it a lot, people this and that, you always gonna have a hater that tries to knock that down. They're gonna try to say, "Oh, well, I know somebody who's better than you," or "I know somebody who's this." Don't worry about that, because I'm gonna tell you from an accounting standpoint. Just because somebody's making $5,000 a week, and they could be spending $5,000 a week, you might only make $2,000, but you only spending $500, so you up. So don't worry about somebody saying, "Oh, I'm better because I can make more money." They might be spending more money, so don't worry about what they making. You take care of you and what you gotta do. If you get out and you make $800, your week might only cost you $100 to make that $800. But somebody just said, "Oh man, I made $3,000." Well, shit, it costs you $3,000 to make that $3,000, so I'm still better off than you. And it's too many people that we're seeing in the RideShare community trying to berate people because they don't see the numbers for them. You don't see their expenses. You need to worry about their revenues. All you worry about is yourself. Stop putting so much negativity into comments. Stop trying to berate people who are doing something good and trying to do better for themselves. A lot of drivers trying to do better for themselves, and that's it. Maybe they only making $30 an hour. Maybe they only making 15. They're trying. That's all you got to worry about. They're trying. If you see somebody not trying and complaining at the same time, then that's on them. But if they're trying and trying to find out a way, hey, what strategy do you guys use? How can you guys help me? And you see that a lot in the comments. How can you guys help me? They're trying. They want to do better. And I'm willing to talk to that person all day, other than the person saying, oh, I make 2 G's a week. I'm this, I'm that. I make 2 G's a week. Well, shit, you probably spent 2 G's to make 2 G's. So you at zero. I ain't got shit to say to you. I'm looking for somebody else. People need help out there. And that's what we doing these RideShare channels for, to help people out. We're not just trying to go around and berate people. That's not what we're doing. And like I said, we need to be positive and help drivers grow. That's all I want to do is help drivers grow.
When I put out the Lyft scheduled ride pivot, right, last week, I got like 3 text messages. Like, why are you doing that, dude? Why are you telling people what you're doing? Now you're gonna have everybody doing it. Because I'm here to help. They got to be quicker than me to get to it. If they ain't quicker than me, if they're locked in doing something else, they're working a W-2 or they're on a ride, trust me, you ain't gonna be quicker than me. I'm gonna get them.
Exactly.
I showed that on Friday because they go, right away I got, you can't make no money doing just scheduled rides. I did $300.
Yeah.
On 5 trips.
Yep.
Okay. So I don't mind sharing because I'm trying to help other people, and there is more than life besides me.
Yeah, and then you try to help and you get criticized for it.
Nick from Jersey, fucking
yeah. But then if you don't say anything, there's like, hey, why don't you show us how you do it so we can profit too? Everybody's suffering. I was like, okay, well,
hey,
it's not the same.
If you can do it better, we'll bring you on the show. We want to learn.
I'm still waiting for somebody that criticized me. Oh, I worked 40 hours and made like $2,200. I was like, okay, great. Show me. And then
Obi-Wan.
And then disappeared from my channel.
Exactly.
Never came back.
Everybody's got to see. Everybody's got to like whatever, man.
You know what? I love the people that tell me they make this money, but then they make a video about how great they are, but they don't show no damn receipts. If you ain't showing receipts, I ain't got time for you. I ain't got time for that, bro.
I think
if you ain't
like
show receipts, I ain't got time for you.
Yeah, people like that feel inadequate. They making videos to make themselves feel better. They're not doing nothing to help out the community of RideShare like everybody else is helping out the community of RideShare. They feel so inadequate that they need to be pumped. It's kind of like a girl that's taking 80 selfies before she even eat fucking breakfast. It's like, I hated Facebook for that shit. You get on Facebook and it's the same girl taking 80 selfies in an hour just so she can feel more adequate about herself. And now you got people making videos like that. Videos pumping themselves up, trying to get people to pump them up, but not trying to help the community by saying, hey, this is how I made this money. So try it in your market, see if you can make money. I give money away all the time. Motherfuckers see me getting rid of $25 rides, $30 rides. Well, I be giving money away because I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for it's like $4 for 1 mile. That's what I'm looking for. So I'll give away to 20, give away to 30, 35. You can have that shit because I'm doing something different. But somebody that want to do big dollar rides, I'm leaving that on the table for you. So I'll show you how we do shit. That's it. And a lot of people don't like showing how they do things themselves up. Knock yourself the fuck out, pump yourself up. But a lot of people gonna lose respect for you after a point in time. That's all that's gonna happen.
That's it. You know, we've always said, I know I've always said it, even before I took YouTube serious. I've taken YouTube serious now about the last 18 months or so. And I've seen by putting in the effort into YouTube, look what we built. I mean, we're not even a year old on the RideShare Garage here, and look what we're building. Everybody's eating at this table. Not just in the chat, but at the table here. Everybody's eating, everybody's growing, everybody's sharing, everybody's learning. And I'm going to say one more thing, and it's probably going to piss somebody off somewhere, but it's the truth. If I remember correct, if I remember correct, I believe we were the first ones coming out with the positivity. I'm just going to leave it there on the table. I'm just going to leave that on.
Not only that, we network with people which have business and we bring them in here and we show it off too.
Yeah,
because they're actually doing something.
We got nothing left. If we know we know the RideShare Garage coming out with a merchandise, a little store for y'all. We know this, right? But I'm showing Gig Wars. We're showing Gig Wars officials page. We're showing their merchandise. Exactly. Don't hate.
Helping
Kyle, we zoom and search.
We zoom Gig with it.
They got Gig with it coming out. We're gonna promote them too. That's what we do. That's what we do.
And we're gonna wear it. We proud of doing gigs. So of course we're gonna wear Gig with it gear. We proud of this shit. This is what we do. We do gigs.
I can't wait to get some. But here's you can't. You have to have your hands open to give out to the world, right? If your hands are closed, you can't get nothing coming back.
Exactly. You're blocking your own blessings. You don't even realize it. You're blocking your own shit.
Exactly. So you got to be open.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they don't get that mentality. They don't get it.
Nope.
It's just every single
Anyway.
one of us needs a damn store. Okay, everybody.
I got a
needs
store. I got a store for you, Eddie. I got a store for you. You're in the back of the big. You're in the back of the tall and short store.
Well, I'm only 5'6". It's okay. I can
Because
compensate.
the roof starts out high and then it gets shorter as you go back. So you get all your stuff is in the back, bro.
Yeah.
I have
Nobody gets the joke.
I have extra small shirts just in case for the short ones.
Listen, I ain't messing with you, Eddie, because you do them goddamn crazy ass push-ups that just absolutely blow my mind. That I don't even think in my younger days, my military days, I could probably do it.
You know,
But
once
today,
once
I got no
you start
chance.
doing them, it's like
No, I got no shot at that. I got no shot at them push-ups, man. None. All right, we're gonna.
Nah, you could do them.
It's 11:10. No, hell, we ain't. I am not going into traction right now. We're not going to test the. We're not going to test the limits of my medical insurance. Okay, we're not doing that. We're not doing that today. I am 54 years old. Don't let the blue eyes fool you.
Hey, I've seen some
Yeah,
70-year-olds do some stuff.
Yeah, but I promise you, them 70-year-olds ain't been through what I've been through. Okay, when I die, my body's going to be like, finally.
You thought you never give up.
I don't plan on going nowhere yet, though. All right, y'all. So let's get this one done. Real quick, upper left-hand corner, if you haven't scanned the QR code, that's the Uber Eats ebook. All right, followed by the 100K a year. Go ahead, Eddie. Say it. Say it, Eddie. Say it.
100K a year ride sharing. Okay, in an XT6. Well, now in an
There you
XT6. First, it was a Tesla. Then it was a Nissan Sentra. Then it was a Tesla again. Then it was a Nissan Altima. And then
Sound like a Puerto Rican to me. Let me tell you.
yeah,
Sound like a
Puerto
Puerto
Rican?
Rican to me.
I thought you said Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican. That's the Hodge twins, Puerto Rican, and Charles Barkley, Puerto Rican. And then we got the Gigs Wars official. You can check out their page. Slide them down. Download the app. Other than that, y'all, if y'all ain't got nothing else, I'm about to end this thing. Only thing is, I don't have a stream deck. So, Jeff, you're going to have to take us out with some music, bro. You got some music on that thing, man?
I just got applause and shit like that. I got
well,
laugh,
there it is. I don't know what the hell that was, but that's it. That's it for us. All right, y'all.
Vinny.
Right. We get ready to go. We get ready to go, Omar. What you got, Omar? Real quick.
No, I was just gonna say, I quickly, my pro tip is to screenshot everything because I ran into a weird situation that you know what I'm talking about, Vinny, and I had to really think about it, and I'm still thinking about it, and I think I know what to do next time. But always screenshot, requests and different things that you see in the app. It can help, and then reevaluate what your week or your day. What could I have done to make a little more money, or did I handle this situation the right way? So that was all I was gonna say. So without getting into too much detail.
All right, there you go. Fair enough. All right, y'all. We're out of here. We'll see you next time. For our morning crew, we'll see you in the morning with Eddie and Vinny. For everybody else, we'll catch you. If we get the beta version of the Gig Wars app going, we'll throw one up for this weekend because I will be driving this weekend. I am coming for Eddie's neck.
I will Discord you the link and you can post it in your Discord.
Sounds like a wiener to me. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all coming on the show. Appreciate y'all in the chat. We'll see y'all later. And yeah, we're out.